The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is finally and officially Draft Spectacular Thursday. Let's go! Woo-hoo! I am so pumped and excited for tonight. Tonight is obviously our biggest, our longest, our worst, and our best show that we ever put on. Tonight is the 5-hour, 6-hour, maybe 7-hour Draft Spectacular where we will be live throughout the entirety of the first round. Dreams will come true tonight. Lives will be changed. Leagues will be rattled. Teams will be booed and applauded. Tonight, everybody has hope. Tonight, a lot of things can happen. And also tonight, it could be the most boring fucking 5 hours of all time.
Yeah, very possible.
These are the things that can happen. These are the things that we've been thinking about the last few days in preparation for our third annual Draft Spectacular. Really, the only thing that our company's been able to stick with over a long period of time is the first round of the draft. And it's because after we just got through these last few weeks of no football, the NFL draft is that same feeling that the Hall of Fame game gives us late in the summer. The Hall of Fame game is the NFL being played, and we get excited and pumped, and then one series happens, and then two series happens, and we go, this is not fucking NFL football.
Nope.
What are we doing? And we have another 3 days to wait for another batch of bad games.
That's right.
And then another month still until actual good football. That is what the draft is for the offseason. This is the NFL. This is the new season starting. Although the free agency period has happened and the OTAs are already taking place, this is really the kickoff of the next season. This is the kickoff of what a franchise is going to try to become. Where are they going to try to go? Are they moving up and getting a quarterback? Oh my God. Are they moving back, trying to get the hell out of there and saying, we feel pretty good about our roster. We're going to make moves elsewhere. What will tonight tell us? Maybe nothing, maybe something, but we get excited because it is a little piece of the NFL happening in a very dry, bad sport happening time of the calendar. Now, the NBA has had a great time.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
And the USFL had, 15, 20 minutes.
They did.
Chicken salad.
Well, that was the problem. Hard to support a league where players are getting cut for picking pizza over chicken salad.
That's right.
Yes.
That amongst other things. But anyways, baseball's happening.
Oh, yeah.
It stinks. Okay, we know it stinks. Everybody knows it stinks. Players are even saying it stinks this year. I guess there was a national news report that players aren't happy because they're getting beamed with balls or something like that.
Whoa.
What are you going to do?
My wife asked me, she said, hey, I was watching the nightly news or the morning news, one of them, the national news, and I guess the baseball players aren't happy with the balls because they're getting beamed and things are happening. And she was like, you guys were talking about the balls just a couple of days ago. Baseball went from bad to worse somehow after a lockout where they almost lost the entire thing. What the fuck happened with baseball?
Baseball is still phenomenal, believe me.
No, it's not what I
Fighting
heard.
is good for the sport.
Fighting is good for the sport.
Oh,
Hey,
so they're fighting more?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
there we go.
Okay,
Yeah.
look, because hockey's trying to get rid of him. We're like, hockey, whoa,
slow down.
part
of the
game.
Mets and Cards, they cleared the benches yesterday.
They throwing
From-
fists?
Any
What?
spears, or is it a lot of like 2022? Ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
You know what it's
Oh, so they're not.
So no
they're not
fisticuffs.
fighting. So it's actually setting up for worse moments that we don't even respect at all. Is that what's going on? Well, because
on.
of bad baseball?
I don't think that's what's
Same.
going on. Hey, you take the spider tack away, guess what? These guys are throwing 100 miles an hour. One of them's going to slip, okay? And you're going to hit a guy right in the head and maybe kill him, and the benches are going to clear. It's going to happen.
Bring back the spider tack. Bring back the, enhancers.
the juice.
Sure.
Well, the pieces of gum that up your testosterone
Sure.
because of how hard you have to chew it, and it makes your
Right.
testosterone naturally go.
Okay.
And the juice.
Well, listen, I can't promote that because we don't know what that's going to do long term, but we do know in the short term it would make them hit fucking bombs.
Yeah, make
and
more
it would
money.
be so much fun to watch if that was happening. And we got a chance to dabble in that earlier in our lives, when everybody was just walking around strapped.
Oh, yeah. Swinging tree trunks.
It was a bodybuilder expo in the batter's box basically the entire summer of one MLB season. These monsters would walk into the goddamn batter's box, and there'd be boats in every river behind the stadium. And they're like, oh, it might hit our fucking river tonight. And then now, nobody even goes in those waters. Nobody even has any thought or process that that's going to happen. There was guys that were batting eighth that were hitting homers all of a sudden. I mean, it was a great time. Well, it turns out they could see the ball better because their eyes were getting better from the shit that they were taking. Their hand speed was much faster because the shit that they were taking. The muscles that were attached to the arms that were holding the hands that were much faster than they were in the past, much bigger, stronger, and more sturdy. And their legs also double the size because they were doing a lot of leg exercise. They were able to heal quicker so they could actually work out more often and not even have to go through the sore phase that normally would slow people down from getting another workout in. That plus getting enhancements on top of creatine that actually build the muscle quicker. So they had absolute specimens all around the ballpark back in the day. And who knows what's going to happen long term to them. A lot of their heads got a lot bigger. A lot of their heads, their brains got bigger too. They got much smarter. Baseball IQs got much bigger all of a sudden. Their hats weren't even fitting anymore. They actually look like zoomed in versions of what they used to look like. It was just kind of like that. And they'll probably all have something terrible happen to them in the long run. But goddamn, those ratings were high.
Yes, they were.
So with that being said, that ain't happening anymore. Baseball fucking stinks. So when the NFL has their draft and we get a chance to look at the potential future of the league, it is exciting for everybody. The most excited I am every single draft spectacular is for what the hell is going to happen to our guy Ty Schmidt. The toxic table is here at Boston Connor. Celtics looking to sweep, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Great job. Steph scored 35 last night.
Yeah, we're on to the
he
next
started.
Game. We're on to the next game.
He did score 30. They did win. He did look impressive. That Golden State team's still a wagon. Joker's fun to watch.
He's unbelievable. Back-to-back MVPs, probably.
I don't watch the NBA much, and I realized that whenever I was like, oh, this guy's fucking fun to watch. He had like that no-look pass. He was rebound, 7-footer, right? He's rebound, fast break.
Point forward,
He's a dog. He's a beast. He's got his brothers, too, so he's a dog.
Yeah, and his brothers took that guy out. Well, he took that guy out, and his brothers are going to take his brothers out.
Same in Miami.
So good luck to the Celtics. But Ty, good luck to the Packers tonight.
Good luck.
Honestly, every single team. And Connor, the Patriots, I don't feel like the draft is literally, the draft might be the smallest to Patriots fans. And that might be because of all their success and where they've always picked basically for an entire life for this guy and a lot of other people in New England. But the Packers have been the stars of the draft the last couple of years. 2 years ago, Jordan Love, they traded into the first round. Oh my God, here we go. We're going to get a wide receiver? Nope. Quarterback. Aaron Rodgers was on our show earlier that night. He said, hey, who knows? Maybe we move up tonight. Maybe we get a wide receiver. Maybe we do something like that. He was scheduled to join us.
That's right. Right after the pick.
Right after the Packers pick. He was scheduled to join us. Packers trade up, draft Jordan Love. You have one of the best moments in the history of internet or television or anything where your genuine emotion while you were dressed up as Mad Mel Kiper came through there. And then we decided at that moment, well, we're not going to call Aaron. Not going to call Aaron back.
Probably wise.
There's no reason for that. And then that started an entire thing that led into a glorious rekindling of a relationship here. And by the way, we learned about a lot through that draft process. From that entire thing. Then last year, accumulation of information. Oh my God, because of potentially what happened a draft ago, that was just almost an icebreaker, it felt like, on our, or a glacier breaker that was on top of everything. Aaron and the Green Bay Packers maybe not going to be back. That rattled the entire draft day. I mean, is this just going to be a calm, cool, collected draft day for the Green Bay Packers? And how weird would that be for you and for our show if that was to take place?
Yeah, it would definitely be weird. I think it's a little bit different because last year I almost didn't care about the draft because all of the Rodgers news came out before the draft started. So in my head the entire time I was like, well, it doesn't fucking matter who they're going to pick because they're going to get rid of Rodgers. We're not going to have him next year and the Packers are going to stink. But I can't remember the last time. I don't know if they've ever had 2 first-round picks in my lifetime. So I am incredibly juiced up tonight. So excited, like, for the draft itself to see what they do.
8 teams have 2 picks in tonight's first round of the NFL draft. You do some quick math. Oh, my God, half the picks are owned by quarter of teams. Half the picks, quarter of teams. So you would assume, right, especially if what we're hearing, there's going to be a lot of trades. If you have 2 picks You can obviously bundle those and move up, or you can trade one of those away, especially if everybody's saying that everybody in this area is about the same and somebody might be looking to get up in there. And who knows what the price is going to be to go up, because I know that there's a pamphlet or a book that I think
Jimmy Johnson.
I think Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, I almost said Jimmy Johnson, but I didn't know Jimmy Johnson was doing it. There's an entire pamphlet or book that everybody kind of reads as gospel about what each pick is worth and what you should trade for. It's almost like a blue book for general managers on whenever they're trying to work deals and trades. But all that can go out the window. We saw what happened with Bo Callahan.
That's right.
With Kevin Costner.
That's right.
Draft day.
Yeah.
I watched Tom Telesco, who will be joining us tonight during the Draft Spectacular, watch Draft Day for the first time. It's on the Chargers YouTube. It was a great piece of content.
Yeah.
It was a great piece of content. Him going, I don't know if that's necessarily. It doesn't seem to be, that would be unadvisable, he said to a couple of different things. But his big takeaway, it seemed like, was in the back, the very tiny draft boards that they had. He actually stopped the movie a couple. Stop, back, please. Go back, please. That's the worst draft board I've ever seen. He said that can't be their draft board. That is so small. They have one player at each position. What is this? Because I guess the draft board is what they are putting together this entire last couple months. Like the draft board, I believe, is like their, what was that thing on top of the mountain that...
Pantheon?
No, what was that thing on top of the
their
volcano?
tablets?
Yeah, like
Ten
Commandments, Mount Sinai.
Pantheon is the top
Yeah.
group.
Don't drink the cyanide. It's bad for you, though.
And the Kool-Aid if you're in Jones. But I'm talking about, this is their, like the draft board is their everything. So I think whenever he saw the draft boards on a movie called Draft Day, and it was about drafting somebody, he was visibly upset that the lack of respect that was shown to what a draft board actually is. And tonight we're in the war room. So tonight we're in the war room with Tom Telesco of the Los Angeles Chargers, with Chris Ballard
Here we
of
go.
the Indianapolis Colts, with, and this is a big announcement, Cliff Kingsbury.
Wow.
Cliff Kingsbury will be live tonight. And I know he's not the GM, Steve Keim is, but I believe he's in the goddamn room.
I would
Has
assume
to.
so.
And he just got re-upped to him and Steve, so I'm excited to chat with him. Very thankful for all of them saying, yes, they'll spend time with us. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers will be there, stopping by. I think late.
Okay.
I think like we're trying to work with everybody's,
Selection.
because we're dabbling into the war rooms.
Right.
So like they are working there. But there is some times in these 9 hours, I guess, where they aren't necessarily in the. But what if we're on the phone with somebody and all of a sudden another GM calls and says, let's make a trade?
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Oh, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we're looking for. No, don't go. You can do that. We'd like to listen. Can we listen? Tom Telesco, when he was watching Draft Day, said he had a couple good stories that he couldn't tell. He said, a couple good stories. Never on camera, though. Never on camera.
Damn, Jay
I
Glazer
love when
had
he
the
was talking
same
about the
thing.
intern thing too.
When he was an intern, or the intern
yeah, he
in
was
Draft
like,
Day?
very weird to have a brand new intern on draft night.
Yeah, this is so. Let me get this straight. There's an intern outside of my office that I've never met before on Draft Day, basically. He said, this is our biggest day. Something that's a little suspicious. I was like, that. But he comes from the Bill Polian tree, and there was numerous times, and I'm shitting you not, where somebody in that department of like scouting and front office and everything like that, like pointed at a random plane that would be flying over, or a helicopter or something, or a training camp, a person that looked like they were certainly working as opposed to just watching. And that's a fucking Patriot scout right there. Ooh. They're watching us. That's Bill Belichick. And then they would go ask somebody else, like, hey, do you agree? And it would become, and the only reason why I would notice is because I'm standing alongside the practice field as well, and I'm watching people just do, and inevitably get bored. So you're watching people's mannerisms and who's going where and who's talking to who. That's like a big part of it almost. Like, oh, I wonder what the fuck they're talking about over there. And then you see them like point. So inevitably I'd go over and I'm asking, like, what are we looking at? And they're like, you think that person looks a little bit too interested in that drill right there? I'm like, now that you say it, yeah, big fan. They're like, big fan, yeah. Probably have a fucking camera on those sunglasses.
Oh.
And I go, we're going to go talk to Bill. And they like would walk off. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So then I asked Adam Vinatieri, I'm like, Vinatieri, they just told me that they think that guy's a Patriot scout right there. There's no way that's a Patriot scout right there, right? And is this how everybody acts? And Vinny goes, hey, it might be a Patriot scout. I don't know.
Whoa.
He said, by the way, there's probably numerous team scouts that are here right now at this thing. And they just need to understand that that's probably happening or whatever. And it's like, that's interesting because then you start thinking about everything. You start thinking about it's like the NFL is how can you gain an advantage at all? Oh, you're going to have an open practice? Oh, sweet.
Okay.
Oh, my wife and her kids. My wife and kids are going to be at that thing for sure. Big fans, by the way. And they might, I don't know, gather some information.
Sure.
And that's why the Dallas Cowboys thing is so insane to all of us, that their practice field is accessible basically to office buildings that are around the field that anybody could buy. There is 100% chance that there is at least a team or two that have offices in that building under another business's name watching their shit. I mean, if fans can just take videos of it, let's assume teams will be able to do that. But that's what we're talking about when we're talking about the draft.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Can't wait. You got to assume, too, at least one or two of these teams are going to trade up. And obviously, leading up to this point, Deebo Samuel's been the biggest, story. You wonder if one of these teams with the 2 picks, whether it be the Eagles, whether it be the Jets or the Giants, are just like, you know what? Fuck everybody on our board. Let's package these picks, maybe add in another second, and let's just make an offer to Sam Fran for Deebo because clearly he's not happy, and maybe we can, offer him something that Sam Fran can't.
I completely forgot that AJ Hawk was joining us right now.
Oh, my God.
AJ, I am so sorry. Oh, my God.
I've been enjoying the show. Honestly, I've just been enjoying a cigar, watching. Honestly, there's no pressure to bring me in.
I'm so sorry.
It was fun.
Zito waited 18 minutes to tell you?
Well, that's what Zito was. I think Zito was in the conversation, though. Zito was, I was looking, he was paying attention because we got a guest that was supposed to join us 4 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah.
And then Zito actually said, oh, yeah, also AJ's on.
I don't think you heard me, but they're in the countdown. I said AJ's on, but
we got into so much. I am so sorry, AJ. I got lost in a moment. This is what I do. We talked about this yesterday. We literally talked about this yesterday. I just kind of dive all in there. Tone Diggs is here. One half of the Hammer. Dahn. Cowboys. We are so incredibly lucky to be joined by a man whose road to the NFL was vastly different than many others. Go on to become an MVP, Hall of Famer, superstar, and the subject of a movie that I watched, since the last time I've talked to this man.
That's right.
And I did not expect the movie that I got. It tapped into feelings that I'd never had watching a movie before. But it was awesome to learn about. Ladies and gentlemen, NFL Network stud, Kurt Warner.
Yeah!
What's up, dude?
What's going on, guys? How we doing?
Hey, we got to get right to it, okay? It is great to see you. You're an incredible person, much better person than any of us could have imagined, especially after watching the movie. I did not know what I was signing up for there. Kurt, you knew I didn't know what I was signing up for there. That movie was being marketed on NFL Network. I am a sports stooge. I don't watch those types of movies. I got into that thing. I was starting to get real feelings in there, Kurt. Yeah. It was not what I expected, but damn, it was put together very well.
I tried to let you know when I was on the show what the movie was all about. We talked about it. I said you'd love to see it with your wife, and you were going to enjoy it, and she might enjoy it even more than you did. And I know you didn't buy into it because it's like, well, it's got to be a football movie. way more than a football movie. And so I'm glad that it got into a little bit of feelings. I need to see more of your feelings play out. So I'm glad that tapped into it a little bit.
Kurt, I wear a tank top every day and talk about the NFL every day, okay? Those are not feelings but my wife did love it. We enjoyed the hell out of it. Best movie that I've ever seen in that category by far. Probably since Free Willy. I think Free Willy was one of the... John Q. John Q got me. I think since John Q, definitely the most emotions I've ever experienced in a movie. So I appreciate the hell out of it. Now, let's talk about the NFL, Kurt. Everybody's talking about these quarterbacks. And obviously, you had a long road to get to the NFL with what you had to go through and everything. And different teams you thought you were going to be on in different moments, but you always had that drive and belief, and it felt like, obviously, your wife and family helped. These guys are getting buried right now, these quarterbacks, publicly, by everybody. None of these guys are first-rounders. Nobody can change an organization. These guys are just here and this, here. And what do you think happens with the quarterbacks, and which one of these guys do you think can take it all and maybe become something sweet out of it?
Well, here's the thing, Pat, as you were saying, is that we throw around this word ceiling so much now that I feel like, we're looking so much at athleticism. And we say to ourselves, well, this guy has a high ceiling because he runs fast and throws the ball far. I'm a firm believer that a high ceiling is based on what you do up here, what you do mentally, how you grow every year mentally, and can you get acclimated to the speed of the NFL game so you can translate what you did in college. All these guys did great things in college. They all were successful in college. We have no idea how that translates to the next level. We have very few sure things. And that's what always frustrates me when I hear people talk. It's like, well, he doesn't have a very big upside. He doesn't have a very big ceiling. Well, I think a lot of people said that about Tom Brady. And Tom Brady doesn't throw the ball farther now than he did in college. His upside was what he became mentally and his ability to lead men. And that, to me, is where it gets so frustrating every year when, these guys have second-round grades. Bottom line is, are they going to be able to become that guy at the next level? You mentioned my story, right? You could have looked at me physically and said, he's just a guy. He's just a guy. But it's about what you do and how you lead and what you do in the moment. And that becomes the hardest thing and why it's so hard to evaluate quarterbacks. But I hate the fact that I read all these quotes, well, he doesn't have a very big upside. You have no clue what he's going to develop into, especially mentally, and what he's going to be as a leader in that room. Because you guys know, both playing, it's about the leader. It's about believing that that guy will do what you need in the moment, not that he can make every throw or he can throw it 80 yards. Do I believe I can win with that guy? And, and that to me is what frustrates me when I hear these guys, Kenny Pickett, look what he did last year. How do you sit there and go, well, okay, there's no way that's going to translate. There's no way the guy can be good at the next level because he did 1 year and, he's got a few deficiencies here and there. I mean, come on. I just, it frustrates me because you guys know if you don't have that guy, it doesn't matter. So, quit knocking him down. And if you believe a guy's got a chance, you take a chance with him. And then your hope is that they develop into the Tom Brady's and those types of guys that can.
Kurt Warner's.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Take 50 sacks in one practice. Yeah. You got beat up.
Kurt,
that day.
if you were the GM or an owner of a team, what are you looking for in a quarterback? How do you those things? You can't really measure exactly what kind of leader this person can be. But what would you look for if you needed to draft a quarterback in the top 10?
For me, AJ, it's really just about things that I believe can translate. Right? That's the hardest thing, as we say about quarterbacks. It's hard to evaluate because we're looking at the leadership and we want to know what they're going to be in the moment, and we don't know that. So I'm looking at things that translate. Decision-making. What's your consistency level in making the right decision, going the right place with the football, no matter what the surroundings are? The consistency by which you throw and understand how to make different kinds of throws. Those are things to me that can translate at the next level. You don't have to be different in those areas, again, as long as you acclimate to the speed of the game. And so consistency is always the key. We see a lot of guys around the league now that are really talented and can do a lot of things with the football or with their legs. But the teams that go to championships, the teams that win in playoffs are because their quarterback is consistent with the football, decision-making, throwing it where it's supposed to be, when it's supposed to be there. And that, to me, is the best way that things can translate at the next level. So that's how I look at a quarterback. I'm not trying to project how far they're going to throw it or how fast they're going to run or are they going to be able to make 8 guys miss in the pocket.
Do you care about their hand size?
I don't care about their hand size. And
you got big old hands, though, don't you?
Yeah, you got big old mitts.
I do. I do have big mitts.
Yeah. Big mitts out there. Yeah.
But I don't worry about it so much, and I know it's probably a funny thing because I don't really worry about a quarterback fumbling the ball that much. That's not because you guys know it happens, 8, 9, 10 times in a season. And again, I get it. We don't want to fumble the ball. We don't want to turn it over. But I just want to know if a guy can throw it. And if a guy's got big enough hands to throw it and he threw it well at the last level, I'm not sitting here going, his hand, he's not going to be able to do that at the NFL level. He's not going to be able to throw it at the NFL level because his hands are too small. I don't buy into that.
Kurt, this is not the question we should be asking you on the first round of the draft day, but you just brought it up, and I have to get a personal answer out of this. You struggle throwing like a college ball now after throwing an NFL ball? Do you throw ugly college ball or ugly high school ball because you throw an NFL ball? For instance, I think that transition from ball to ball is something, though.
No, I do believe it's something. I remember when I was in college we played with like a thinner, longer football, and I went to the NFL ball, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be able to throw this. The thing is it's like a watermelon. And then you're exactly right that coaching my son in high school, I would always try to pull out the high school balls and be playing, and I'm like, man, this ball's awful. Like the NFL ball is the only ball I want to throw now because everything else feels funny in my hand. So there's no question it's a transition, and usually it's fatter than a lot of college balls. But again, I think it's more about time than it is anything else. It's just getting comfortable with what you're throwing as opposed to somebody's hand not being big enough to throw that football. But yes, I threw a lot of ducks with the NFL ball, Pat. I throw probably a lot more when I pick up the different college balls. I picked up a CFL ball, working with a guy a couple years ago, and that thing is even smaller and fatter. And I mean, so yeah, NFL ball is the perfect ball to throw.
I agree completely. Yeah, I think it was after
Does that happen in punting too?
Well,
is that a punting thing too?
Yes, absolutely, because the sweet spot on the ball is at a different spot. But I had a pass against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thanksgiving. I have a perfect passer rating on Thanksgiving games. It's the highest in the history of Thanksgiving games. But I had a pass, and it was nice. And then the next year I go back to Pittsburgh, and I'm at like an event or whatever, and they're throwing around like a college ball, And it's like I'm literally in the middle of a conversation at an event about my dime I threw to Eric Swope, and I'm throwing this college ball, and it looks like a kickoff coming out of my hand. I mean, I could not get that thing. I could not get it to spin, Kurt. And it was a tough moment for me in front of like 20 people. I felt like an idiot.
The worst is when you have to go to a charity event and they want you to throw out footballs and they bring out those white panel footballs.
Oh, so slick.
They have no grip whatsoever. And they're expecting you to throw the ball 45 yards to the guy in the back of the room that's standing, in front of a table full of glass. And they're like, hey, just drop a dime on him. And you're like, this is the worst feeling in the world because it's slipping.
Hall of Famer. Hall of Fame quarterback. Still got it.
Right.
Kurt Warner. Yeah. Let's talk about tonight's draft. It's 9 hours long. We know nothing about it. You have a lot of insiders around the NFL. Obviously, Hall of Famer, man, very well respected. What are you hearing about tonight? Schefter put out a tweet that he talked to an NFL executive veteran of like 30 years. This is going to be the craziest draft ever. What does that mean? None of us know anything, it feels like. What are you expecting?
I think I'm expecting, the fact that everybody sees this draft differently. And I think that's what's going to make it, a fun draft. Is you're probably going to have some teams that look at the wide receiver class, and they may take a wide receiver that a bunch of people have ranked 3 or 4 as the first wide receiver taken. Or it could happen at offensive tackle, quarterback. I mean, I don't think we have any idea what's going to happen at quarterback. I mean, we're even talking about, Aiden Hutchinson seemed to be the consensus number 1 pick for the last 4 months. And all of a sudden now we're talking about other guys possibly being number 1. Because I think everybody sees these, the different position groups differently. Cornerback position, Sauce Gardner versus Derek Stingley. Who goes first? It's one of those guys jump up. And that to me is what makes it fun, is that there's no clear-cut guy, I don't know, really at any of the positions where you say, oh, if this team takes an offensive tackle, they're going with this guy. If this team takes a wide receiver, they're picking this guy. We don't have that. And so that to me is what I hope happens, is that we get just teams going.
Why is that, Kurt?
Hey,
why is it like that? Is it because people are indecisive? Is it because people don't know? Is it because there's so many different philosophies? What do you think?
No, I think it's because you've got a number of position groups that are really strong across the board, and a lot of it comes down to what is the scheme fit for you? What are you going to ask this guy to do? It's not like, oh, this guy can do everything, and he's better than everybody else in every area. We're going there. You look at the wide receivers, from Garrett Wilson to a Drake London, who's a completely different kind of receiver, a Jameson Williams, who is coming off the injury but has all this upside and his speed and his size. I just, when I go back and watch the tape, I'm like, well, man, I really like this guy in this role, and I really like that guy in that role, and I think that's what's going to happen. And so you could get, 10 teams to get the number 1 guy on their board, because they have everything ranked so differently. And that's kind of my hope, is that we just get some things that may seem a little bit more off the wall to us because we've been talking about, Okay, number one guy is Sauce Gardner at the cornerback position. And then all of a sudden, Derek Stingley goes number 3 overall, and we're going, what the heck just happened? I think that's the kind of surprising, moves we're going to see in this draft because, we could all sit here and you guys tell me the number one guy at each one of your positions, and it might be different than the guy I have.
We are not. Yeah, it certainly will be. I don't know if we have enough positions at number ones in this particular show. You're talking to a lot of stooges around here, Kurt. Go ahead, Tone.
Kurt, speaking of number ones at positions, when you were talking about kind of like the quarterback, like go be consistent with where you go with the ball and stuff like that. It seemed like people were talking about Ritter's kind of that guy in the draft process and interviews and stuff like that. Who's your number one guy? And when you were talking about that, it felt like it was Ritter.
Well, here's the thing. Kenny Pickett is actually my number one guy. Just watching what he did, the fact that they asked him to throw the football all the time, to win games for them, and he consistently made plays. He extended plays. He made plays in the pocket. He made different kinds of throws. So he's my number one guy. I thought he was by far the most consistent playing the position this year. Desmond Ridder, I know, has risen up the draft boards, and a lot of people talk about him. And if you talked about consistency of the leader or what he might bring to a huddle, I fully understand why people are saying that. But I don't think he's a consistent thrower of the football. I don't think he's a natural thrower of the football. And I know that sounds kind of funny. These guys can get all the way to this level and be a first-round draft pick and not be a natural thrower of the football. But he struggles with what I call athletic throws, when he's got to put touch on the ball and he's got to use his body to throw as opposed to being able to launch things with his arm. He's very inconsistent there. And that fully concerns me at the next level. I believe the best quarterbacks are the guys that play the position athletically. And that may be different than what people think, like not how fast they run or how many guys they can elude, but it's the ability to play the game with their body and allow that to lead their throws. And Desmond Ridder, to me, is just not a natural thrower. And so I would struggle to put the ball in his hands and say he's going to be my franchise guy if he's not a natural gifted thrower.
I'm a big fan of Desmond Ridder, but let's follow up on that because I think ESPN's quarterback guru, Dan Orlovsky, he gave us a conversation one time about how, I don't remember who it was about. Anyways, I think he said the ball goes down while they're throwing it. Like that, it's a different motion than like what a football throw is supposed to be. Is that what you're referring to as the non-natural thrower, or what are you referring to?
I'm not. I'm going to try to give you some examples of like a Patrick Mahomes or an Aaron Rodgers. Like when their feet are off platform, and so they're not throwing in perfect technique, meaning I'm not lining up my back foot and leading and driving through my legs at all times. When they're not in perfect position, they've got the ability to continually change the throws that they make. I mean, we see Patrick Mahomes all the time. He wows us with these throws where he's stepping left and, he's kind of sidearming the ball and the ball's got great touch on it and boom, it's right on the money. Aaron Rodgers does it every single week where you're just like, man, you can't teach that.
So instead of just throwing a bomb on the run, instead of like throwing a bomb, like, because everybody can throw it deep, you're talking about like the little...
I'm talking about, when you've got to throw it around a defensive lineman and you've got to, add a little bit extra to it, or you've got to throw a touch pass where you got to drop it up and over. The throw that Aaron Rodgers made, I don't know if you guys remember, against San Francisco in the regular season game last year. The big throw to Devontae Adams where he threw it up over Fred Warner and just laid it over. Great touch, had enough velocity on it. But those are the kind of throws that I call athletic throws because it takes your body more than your arm to make that throw. And some guys really struggle with those things. Like they can't ever figure out how to get it over a guy. If they're going to throw it 20 yards, it's got to be on a line. And now AJ's intercepting that ball, and it's game over.
One-handed, probably.
We'll talk about it again. And so
good job, AJ.
That to me is what I mean by athletic. And it's I'd have to show you like tape because a lot of times it's like,
no, this makes sense.
Throwing a screen pass.
Okay.
Like a screen pass where a defensive end is in your face and you've got to manipulate him to make a good throw. Those are the athletic throws that I'm talking about.
Nice.
Russell Wilson on the move when he's going left and on in a second, boom, ball's out and he's throwing it 35 yards on the money and you're going, how does a guy do that? It's with their ability to play the position athletically, and it's a natural gift that some guys don't have.
Josh Allen got lasers. Put on his. He got after his first year, I think he went and got his whole so he could use his entire body as one. And he got so good, so quick. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Kurt, you mentioned the transition with the ball for these college guys to the NFL for quarterbacks, but how long do they actually have to make that transition? Because obviously it's kind of out on Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson, we're not sure, but guys like Dan Jones, Baker Mayfield, and Sam Darnold, it almost feels like they're kind of, they have one last shot at this thing.
Yeah, well, I think that is a hard thing. I mean, if you're talking about the balls, they should be comfortable with it already. I mean, guys that are practicing with it every day, it shouldn't take that long to get comfortable just with the feel of the football. To me, you're using a football every day. It's going to take you a week or two, and you should be comfortable throwing that football. But if you're talking big picture, like how long does it take a guy to transition to being good at this next level? I think that's a very tough question. We sit here and we expect guys to be great overnight. And I get it. We throw the ball more in college. These guys are more, quote unquote, pro ready because they throw more passes and they should be able to come in and play. For me, I mean, I look at my situation. If I'd have come in right out of college and been asked to play this game, I don't think I would have been nearly the quarterback that I became when I got to play arena football and I got to play in Europe. And I had 4 years of experience basically before I got back into the NFL. So when I got there, it was like, oh, this is easy. This is just playing ball now. But different guys, it takes different lengths of time. But I would say you've got to have at least 3 full years of playing and being in a situation where you can sit back and comfortably, play to your strengths before we can really tell what a guy's going to be in most cases.
Was there ever a moment when you were in that Super Bowl where you looked around and you envisioned yourself in that cornfield in Iowa when you guys were getting ready for that Arena League? Did you do that?
No, I did not envision that. Thought about it a little bit after, but no, never.
Cool.
I don't have my moment like Joe Montana where he was pointing out John Candy, or me. I was thinking about myself in the cornfield and then dropped back and threw a touchdown pass. I'm sorry, I don't have that moment, or it would have made the movie.
Okay, well, one last question about the movie here, because we're here. You're a terrible line dancer? Is that real? Are you good now? Have you gotten good at line dancing? And does the wife still kill it on the dance floor?
Yes, I've gotten good at line dancing. But
I was at the end of the movie, they did not give you any.
I was only not good because I had never done it. Like, I mean, you don't just jump out there and jump into a line dance and know what you're doing. You got to practice a little bit. But I got a little bit of rhythm, Pat. I'm all right.
You got Copperhead Road, Dahn? Like if Copperhead Road comes on, you're ready. You got it. You're ready to go. Line dance.
No, I do not know any of the dances now, but I would be happy to. Come on. I'd be happy to go to a country bar with you and line dance and learn the dance.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Are we wearing full fits? Full cowboy outfit? Yes.
You know me. It was tough enough for me to just get a belt buckle on, so I haven't made. I haven't made that trip. See, that was perfect timing.
Let's go.
So, no, I don't know about the cowboy hat and the cowboy boots. Are you all in with that? Would you wear a cowboy?
Are you kidding me? Yes.
Are you still going? Are you going sleeveless, or are you going with one of those funky plaid country?
I'll go tank top, probably with a vest on top, though. Ooh. Probably vest with boots.
Tank top, vest, cowboy boots, and cowboy hat.
Yeah, it'll be probably. I can't wear all black though because I've been to line dancing bars before. The guy dressed in all black in the front, he's their champion. Yeah. He's the champion, right?
Oh yeah.
He's the killing it, and with the necklace on, and the tank top, no doubt. You would have to be killing it.
Well, I wear a bolo tie, yeah. I wouldn't wear I'd wear a bolo tie, Kurt. I'd have respect. I'm sorry. Go ahead, AJ. That's the last question. Movie. I learned a lot about you, okay? And I would love to go line dancing with you. Go ahead, AJ.
Kurt, the last one for me. I hate to pivot away from the line dancing conversation. I want to get back to the.
It's quite all right.
The quarterbacks, you said, like natural throwers of the football. Are there starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now that you think are not natural throwers of the football? Is that something you can learn?
I don't know if it's something that you can learn. So I got young guy that's actually going to college and quarterback. My son is a quarterback. And that's one thing that we work on all the time. Or I shouldn't say we work on it. One thing that I tell him all the time is you need to always become more athletic as a quarterback. And oftentimes it's not practicing the quarterback position where you learn that. I tell him I want him to play basketball. I want him to play baseball because sometimes, it's those sports that create the ability to have to do things while
spatial
you're
awareness too.
As a quarterback, I know what I'm going to do. If everything's right, I'm going to hit my back foot and I'm going to step up in the pocket and everything's perfect and I'm just going to throw it. And most guys can do that. It's the other stuff that you learn how to control your body. You learn how to throw. I mean, I don't think there's any coincidence, AJ, that guys like Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes were all big-time baseball players. Because in baseball, you're shortstop and you're getting a backhand at shortstop. You don't get to stop, set up, lead with your back foot and throw it to first base. You've got to learn how to make that throw when you're falling towards third base. You got to make it back to first base. And so I think it can be learned, but it has to be learned outside the game of football more than inside the game of football. And we do have some guys in the league that aren't natural throwers of the football. And I think it's a constant battle for them to be consistent week in and week out when you're not a natural thrower of the football.
And this is obviously when you talk about the quarterback position and playing other sports, it helps. When you play any sport, any position, playing other sports helps. That became something though there for a while. When I did that college football year where I was calling games, I was chatting with some of the special teams coordinators, and they're like, even the punters literally just start punting when they're in third grade and they only punt. So if anything goes off script, they're dead. They're absolutely dead.
It's getting worse too, Pat.
No, it's not. It can't be.
Yes, it's getting worse. I am living it right now. It's
no doubt.
We're not diving into it. Yeah.
Can't have it. All right, Kurt, I assume you have to go. That's why your calls are coming in right now. Have an incredible draft. We appreciate the hell out of you. Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Famer Kurt Warner. Yeah, we're probably supposed to have him off for
a little bit ago.
15 minutes ago.
He's in Vegas, right?
Yeah, he's in Vegas. He probably has a bum.
Yeah.
We do apologize to whoever was afterwards. That's on us.
With
that being said, howdy doody. Hey, I've been to more. Well, this is what we went about talking about yesterday, where if somebody super confident wants to do something, all right, I'm in.
Yeah, I'll go to the honky tonk.
That has led me, that has led me to a lot of things. Hey, we're gonna go down to the line dance bar tonight or whatever. We have one of those here? Yeah. Let's go.
See you there.
Do you know the dancers or not? Do you know the dancers? I do not know them. Okay, cool. Neither do I. But if I was going with somebody that knew all of the dances, I would have to reconsider, because that's like going to a wedding with somebody that's in the wedding and you're by yourself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hey, I don't know.
Sitting on the sideline still the entire night.
Yeah, I guess I'll just booze by myself. Can we bring somebody else? Can I bring somebody else? This would be great, because there's an entire, they have practice and shit. They have
for line dancing?
Yeah, they have Tuesday practices. They have Tuesday practices for fucking
are
Friday,
teams
Saturday
or
night.
just for just certain bars?
Just for the bar. Come on to, basically, the way they were recruiting me, because the guy I did go with, he lied. He knew a lot of the dances.
Come on.
Okay, and the person, his friend from home that we went with, he also knew. So I was stuck mostly by myself, and then I go out there, and if you don't know it, it's not even fun.
No.
Because if you're trying to keep up, they welcome people to try, but once you're the drunk person, you're kind of
fucking everything.
You got to have some self-awareness.
It's like the electric slide at a wedding. You don't jump out there on the electric slide if you don't know it.
Bingo. There's no reason to. And if you're going into, you have to actually put forth effort not to fuck up everything they got going on. That's what it felt. Hey, we got a routine going on in here, and then you're just the drunk white that was dropped in the middle of it. That can't happen. So basically, the entire time I spent on the outside, and they were telling me I got to come and practice on it next Tuesday. And obviously, at the beginning of the night, I was like, there's no way I'm going to practice on Tuesday. Okay, I'm just going to hang out. As I got more boozed up, man, I met the person that's instructing the class on Tuesday. We talked about the class layout, what we're going to go through. I mean, I was having a good old time. I ain't never made it to Tuesday.
Yeah, sure.
Can't do it.
Thought about it, though.
It's a real thing. Tone, I think you were about to say you've gone to the practice before.
Yeah, no. I went to a Friday or Saturday night, and I was fucking astonished how every single person in the bar knew the fucking dances for every single song. So I asked someone, I said, how does everyone know this? And they said, we practice on Tuesday nights. I said,
dude, it's like dance bombs.
Is this one specific bar?
No, it's just most. I think every city will have one.
Most honky tonks have a Tuesday night practice.
Yeah, but every city will have one too. You know, where all the country boy can survive. You might be out on work in this place, but you can come on down here.
We did not grow up with Eddie.
No, yeah, this is not something that
I think we had to do it in gym class. I think we had to square dance or line dance
in
gym class like in 3rd grade.
That's Ohio. That's awesome. That's
Illinois as well.
Yeah, we had to too. Yeah, do like the jitterbug and shit like that. You bet.
Jitterbug.
Cha-cha slide.
I will say, a lot of those line dances, though, I quickly realized, are the electric slide with an extra kick. You know, so like you do
Just like the upbeat electric slide. What's that one? The same thing.
Something wobble.
Slide to the left. That whole deal.
I think it's called the wobble.
Then you just do it again.
Yeah.
The wobble is awesome.
Nah kick.
Cupid shuffle? No.
Oh, that is the Cupid shuffle.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are a good time. Everybody feels welcome on the dance floor. Everybody's happy on the dance floor.
That's right.
Sounds awesome.
What?
The whole entire thing.
Yeah, so the Northeast doesn't know much about
No, I've never even been to a bar that does it. Never really seen anyone do it.
It is insane. When I told him about the guy in all black, like in everybody's little honky tonk around the country right now, they know who I'm talking about. That is Abby Lee of Dance Moms. That is the person up in the front. That is the person that is leading the way. And he remixes normally too. And he normally has a counterpart, I believe, in the lady who just fucking kills it. But yeah, there's a full. I mean, we're talking tucked in, real tight.
He's got some flair going on too. He adds a little sauce on the dances.
Hey, it's showtime.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, he's been working all week doing whatever the fuck he's been doing. You talk about 10 o'clock on a Friday night. Oh, there is one place he is, and that's in the front of the fucking line dancing crowd.
Yeah.
I'm
With
just picturing
ice cold
the guy.
Budweiser.
Ice.
Ice
Dude,
cold.
belt buckle,
Ice
awesome.
cold.
Yeah.
Bud heavy.
The
It's like
hat.
Son-in-Law. That's what Pauly Shore does in Son-in-Law. Doesn't he come in and steal the show?
With the assless chaps,
I
yeah.
have no idea.
I don't think
That's a good movie.
Yeah, it's old. I mean,
So
old school.
good.
But yeah,
Okay.
that's when Pauly Shore was really rolling.
Okay, then yes, just like that. That's what I don't know if it's assless chaps. So normally they have an incredible.
Have you ever been to Gillies? I believe it's called, like in Dallas. It's a giant honky tonk.
I don't think so.
I think it's called Gillies because I think Travolta in that whatever urban cowboy movie from like the 70s or 80s, but my parents watched, like that took place there maybe.
Hey, those dudes used to get it.
Oh yeah.
And another place, by the way, you gotta know what the fuck you're doing, like a roller rink.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been bland.
I'm always
white.
in those.
Those guys.
I've been bland white dropped in the middle of that one time. It's like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get the fuck off of here.
Those guys are the smoothest dudes
You got
on
to
the
bring the
planet.
blade.
All time, and they have the
Floyd Mayweather.
the awareness level. Yeah. The awareness level of 100 on Madden every
Have to.
Yes, because
Because
they
there's
got a
always
me out
some
there.
clown who's calling the fucking wrong way.
Got a me out there, and then boom. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Some spin move.
Right.
Kick. Right on beat, drop into it, down into a knee. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I can't stop right now. And you just did that around me. Yeah. There's a couple places where you got to really know. Hey, you could really fuck a lot of shit up here.
Oh yeah. Big time.
Just because you're drunk doesn't mean you got to ruin everybody else's night. All right. Joining us now, a insider for Fox Sports. A host. Hey, Good Morning Football's going through some shakeups. Sounds like.
What happened?
Sounds like going through some.
Like,
shit.
wait, right now during the draft?
No, but soon. I believe. You all right, son?
I'm unaware.
Computer
Tony?
Hey, Tone, I saw that clip. You look explosive, man, when you shed the bag and you made a tackle.
He's in good shape.
You brought his hips.
How many years ago was that?
Like 3.
3 years ago. You still got it in you.
Yeah, that was. I mean,
You still got it in you.
that was already way into the decline as well.
Oh, it's stuck on the microphone. That's terrible. That's
no.
very unfortunate.
We're good.
You're is caught on the only thing it could be caught on. That could be.
It's plugged in. We're good.
All right. Joining us now, one of the hosts of Good Morning Football. A lot of chatter about that show.
Yeah.
A lot of conversation about that show on the internet right
A
now.
lot of rumors.
What's that about?
Your best friends at the NFL Network in the morning. What's going on over there?
I know.
Can't be split up.
Hey, by the way,
is going on?
we're fans of the show.
Heavily
Huge.
heavily
Thanks, us.
invested.
We watch every single morning, so I don't know if this guy's going to have all those answers, but we do know he is in Las Vegas. He is live at the draft.
Okay.
Friend of the show, ladies and gentlemen, Peter Schrager.
Yeah, Peter!
What's up, Shrakes?
repping the UNLV Running Rebs football program now that I'm here. When in Rome, you know what I mean? Let's go.
Hey, hold on. We saw you do this yesterday, too, on Good Morning Football. What happened? They're giving you money for this? You're sponsored by UNLV, Shregs?
I'll tell you the truth of it. They had a 2-win season. Their coach is a guy, Marcus Arroyo, used to coach the Bucks, and their assistant's a guy, Nick Holes, who I knew. He said, "Can you wear this hat?" I said, "Yeah, sure." So I'm wearing the hat.
Hey, shout out. Hey, baby, Shregs. Shregs got an NIL deal. Okay, Shregs, you're in Vegas. We've been watching you. You've looked fantastic. The dialogue has been amazing. We're hours away now from teams making decisions that are going to change the future forever. What are you hearing? What are some thoughts? It feels like nobody has a clue what's going on. Are we wrong in saying that?
No, everyone has a clue. The problem is there's no confirmed anything, which is kind of cool. Well, I think it's fun to watch tonight. I actually I'm an insider reporter. I'm not on the broadcast tonight. I work day 2 and day 3. I think I'm going to do something.
What? What's that all about? Why are you on day 2?
I haven't done in 15
Peter
years.
Schrager? Come on. On day 1?
Tell me what you think of this.
Well, I don't like it. You're on day 1. Schrager, you should be on day 1.
What are you doing tonight?
I was on 4 hours this morning. I did my job. Let's go.
All right.
Here's what I'm going to suggest to everybody.
Gonna get tonight?
Put the phone away tonight. No text, no tweet.
What?
Just enjoy the draft. It's going to be like a reality show like we've never seen. I don't want to have Albert Breer and Jason La Canfora tip the picks. That's not fun. Let's watch the draft like we used to watch the draft and just enjoy the shit out of the best television program without knowing 5 seconds ahead of time where the pick is. I can't wait because I'll tell you what.
Okay. This is an announcement to other insiders.
Yeah.
I think he's the pick, Trayvon Walker at 1, but I don't know for sure. And I'll tell you this. What I've heard in Jacksonville is that Trent Baalke's a Trayvon Walker guy. There are other people in that building who are Hutchinson fans. They're Icky fans. The owner has met with all the top prospects and is yet to really weigh in, which means it's could be with 1 minute left on the clock. Shad Khan is take Hutchinson. This could be amazing drama in Jacksonville.
I've made my decision. What if that is what? Awesome. What if he walks in with that fucking mustache? Oh. That mustache all the way up to his eyes. He's been waiting for this day for a long time. Twisted up. Maybe
take the punter.
Maybe the cool. Yeah, well, that'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet with me. That'd be the first ever marketing success story of the position.
Yeah,
man, I love Matt Rise. I hope he has an incredible career. But Forbes, a lot of disrespect flowing out of your fingertips over there. Anyway, Shad Khan's going to walk in with that incredible mustache.
Yeah.
He is the coolest looking human I think that we have in the NFL. He looks sweet all the time. Him walking into that, war room, and the coaches have made their decision. The GM has made their decision. Some scouts have made their decision, and he's met with them each individually, and he met with the person. What if do they not know? Is that why nobody has a clue? He's walking in there tonight and saying, I've made my ruling. Is that what he's doing?
No, he might not even have the final say. He might defer to Trent or to Doug.
Right.
I was with, but he's met with everyone. He's met with everyone, and he hasn't made his hey. I was with Aiden Hutchinson last night. Name drop. Name drop.
Wow, Aiden's cool. Okay, Aiden's boozing up a little bit. Yeah. No, I'm joking. Aiden's probably not. He's probably enjoying the moment working.
I was with him last night, and I'm for a while, and I was like, dude, you could, just tell me, obviously I'm not going to go on McAfee tomorrow and tell him exactly what you said. Do you know where you're going? And he's like, honestly, I don't know. And I've been around this a long time, Pat. The first pick knows by now whether he's going first overall.
Wow.
So I get the feeling that he hasn't been told, and at the very least, maybe Trayvon's been tipped off, but I would know that too. I don't think they've told the players or the agents yet, and there's nothing to gain by not doing it.
Okay. We thought it was something. It's nothing. They haven't told anybody. Because if they did, if you think they had told somebody.
Look, I'd lean towards Walker right now. That's what I would say.
Okay. He became favorite on Sunday or Monday or morning or whatever when a bunch of shops went on him to go number 1 overall as well, causing FanDuel and other sports books to go, whoa. If those people are betting, what does that mean? Oh, that means, oh my God, we got to make this change real quick. But they have been wrong in the past. Can't wait to see what happens tonight. Go ahead, AJ.
Shregs, how many people do you think in some of these organizations actually know what their top preference may be when it comes to the first round of the draft?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think that there is now a consensus board quote unquote, that's been built in just about every building. Now,
Okay,
Jacksonville aside, let's say that they know who it, but then things happen 2, 3, 4. Wait, that guy's on the board. This guy's on the board. And I already know that one team texted me and said, hey, this is a team in the top 10 who's very interested in this answer. Said, hey, I've heard Detroit Thibodeaux. What do you think? And I'm like, well, shit, if Detroit takes Thibodeaux too and doesn't take Hutchinson, well, then we're in a whole different deal. And Houston, who was expecting no chance Hutchinson, whose parents are from the Houston area, no chance he would be involved. Suddenly your board adjusts. So they've done all these scenarios. And I would say this, I would say the general manager, the owner in a lot of cases, and the head coach probably have been through those scenarios, and usually the coordinators are well aware too.
Okay, so let's run through what you just said and add a little layer to this. Josina Anderson was interviewing Thibodeaux, and he was talking about how he got along with the GM, I believe, Brad Holmes. Brad Holmes. He said it felt like an uncle at the cookout. I was talking to him. We got along really well, had a great conversation. So is that adding to the conversation that people are learning that Thibodeaux and Detroit had an incredible convo and had an incredible meeting? And then also follow-up, is he that would mean that he's definitely, in everybody's eyes, the best player, because it was only the question marks about him as a human, right? Wasn't that the thing that was kind of the bullshit that was getting out there, was he was question mark off the field, but instead he's just has a different personality than the normal player because he's a freak?
It's not even human. It's like, all right, so there's a couple things with him, and you could, that's the
Could
first
he go one? Could he go one? No way.
I'd be surprised. One. I haven't heard his name tied to one. But
January he was number one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If he were to go 2, that would mean that they take him over the local guy, Hutchinson, which might be an uproar there in Detroit immediately. But it would also mean that he hit it off not just with Holmes, but it would also mean that he hit it off with Chris Spielman, who is as football as it gets, Dan Campbell, who's as football as it gets, Aaron Glenn, who's as football, like all that stuff that Thibodeaux talks about, which is like NFTs and crypto and a lot of the stuff that people roll their eyes in football circles. If he can get those guys where Spielman like literally wakes up and like eats a football for breakfast and then obviously Campbell eats kneecaps and the whole thing. If those guys can be cool with the guy talking about his brand and all that stuff, it means they really were impressed with the player and the person. And that would be a shocker to me. But there's a lot of people around the league calling me and being like, hey, Hutchinson's not even a slam dunk at 2. Just beware. I'm like, all right.
Schrager did not say that Thibodeaux will not be somebody's favorite because of all that. He was just referencing the Detroit Lions as an individual team. I want just so people don't take your words and say like, oh, because he talks about NFTs and crypto, some football people won't like him. There's some teams that love that shit. There's some situations that love certain types of players and other things. And there's some organizations that we just know who they are. For instance, Ty Schmidt with the Green Bay Packers. Your question for Schrags?
Yeah, Schrags, I believe it was in the mock draft you released today. You have the Packers trading up and getting Chris Olave. Are you hearing that that's an actual possibility that they might be trading up to get one of those guys?
Here's what I'll tell you. This one's Brian. It's the front office. Goody's the guy right now, and they got their board set and all this thing. But the way it's going to go, these wide receivers will be long gone before 22. So if they want to get Rodgers, one of the top 4, which I'm told it's 4 guys and a giant drop off, then you've got Burks and Dotson, and then you've got another drop off, then Watson and more. But if you want Drake London, Olave, Jamison Williams, or Garrett Wilson, you have to trade up into the top 12, top 13. Those guys will fly off the boards tonight. And the only way I see the Packers being able to satisfy what they need, especially for Rodgers, and a guy like Olave who could play right away, would have to be trading up to do so. So that was my move, but knowing the board and how it's going to shake out tonight, they cannot go in there. I can't imagine the reaction internally and externally when the Packers are on the clock and they draft an offensive guard and a defentive back with their first two first-round picks.
What are you talking about? Keep them safe.
If you don't trade up, what might happen?
Protect Aaron.
Protect Aaron.
What are you talking about?
He's safe. Okay, we get him a fucking guy to throw the ball to.
Darren Waller, I thought. Oh, no.
Yeah, well, that ain't fucking happening. Doesn't sound like Debo's happening either.
Randall Cobb. Hey, Debo's going to the Jets, huh? That's what's happening, Triggs?
Jets are interested. I don't know if the 49ers will trade him. That's the thing. I've said this on your show for a couple of weeks now. Like, they know his value to them, and they believe they can mend offenses. And truthfully, they don't. I mean, Debo's started off with, we heard reports from our guys saying that he didn't like the way he was being used. Then there was reports that he wanted to be closer to home. Then there was reports that actually was the money. So I hear all that. I say, like, this just needs to be a moment where we all sit down and figure out what we want to do. We'll pay you. Don't worry. We'll make it happen. But I don't think San Francisco's looking to trade Thibodeaux Samuel.
Yeah, he's really good at football. I was really hoping he would trade. They would trade him to the Colts, but then when I heard that wasn't going to happen, I was like, all right, I hope he stays in San Fran. And then because if he ends up at the Packers and Aaron,
Sure.
That would
be cool.
tasty.
That'd be sweet.
Could you imagine Debo and Aaron on? Oh,
No,
pretty
I
good.
can't. It's not going to
That's
happen.
never going to happen.
Yeah.
Never going to happen. That's a shame. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Schrags, any teams that don't have a first-round pick right now that you could see probably trading up into the first round? Like Jim Irsay yesterday tweeted, we have the 44th pick, or do we? Or something like that. I forget exactly what the tweet was, but do you see that happening tonight or no?
Yeah, I can't ever predict on that stuff. What happens is at the end of the first round, if there's a player that's falling that is way, 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 valued differently and is suddenly sitting there at like 27, 28, 29, 30, that's when those teams will kind of trade up and say, hey, we'll give you next year's first round pick also.
What was our tweet? Yeah, 42nd. We will have the 42nd. And
Or
can you take that ticker down? Or will we? What's that? Is he trading out? Or is he trading up? He looks awesome.
Yeah.
He looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah, he looks awesome.
Yeah, but to be completely honest with you, I don't have a team in the second round. The Raiders don't have a first-round pick. The Browns don't have a first-round pick. The 49ers, the Dolphins. With the off-seasons all those teams had, I don't have a team that's trading up to get a particular player right now.
8 teams have 2 picks in the first round. I assume some of those picks might get a little bit cheaper than they had been in the years past. I mean, I'm very interested to see who moves, who doesn't. Is that a recent picture of Jim Irsay right there?
I don't know. Mitt, do you know?
That should be his go-to photo.
Looks tan.
He looks
good.
fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
that's great.
That's him, right?
Glasses,
I was
too.
about to say, like, hey, this might be the best Jim Irsay.
Look at that.
He looks good.
He did a great suit, too. I mean, that suit is...
Pocket
He
square.
should run a program with Vince. Those two guys could fight.
Good program.
You're an idiot. Tony, you have something for Schrags?
Yeah, Schrags, you and DJ, Dan Jeremiah, Move Sticks, both had Breece Hall going in the first round as the only running back going in the first round. Sportsbooks disagree. How confident are you that a running back goes in the first round?
I've got one team, the Buffalo Bills, that I think they're interested in running back. They're also interested in defensive back. If one of the top DBs were to fall to 25, one of the guys that they grade high, they might go DB over running back, and they've got to address that need. But that's the one team I have right now, running back to the Bills. If they don't take a running back, I don't know if there's another team that's going running back.
All right. Well, we can't wait to watch along as you watch along and not tip any picks.
Don't tip the picks. It's fun to just watch.
Yeah, it felt like you were trying to talk to
Schrags.
us or talk to the fans. You were talking to other insiders out there. You're like, hey, insiders, let's not do this.
He's talking to people that tweet the pick 5 seconds early.
Actually, everybody tweet the pick. No, don't tweet the pick. It's not fun. It's stupid.
We get it.
Yeah.
Everybody could do it if they wanted to.
Yeah, Schrags, I think that's what you said whenever Shams did one, and I think you came on this show, and you were like, I think you said, oh, Shams gets in the NFL world every once in a while. He tweets a draft. You did it on like a rant. Oh, we could all do that or whatever if we wanted to or something. It was like,
I can tell you, when the second the team goes on the clock, there's nothing to lose. I can text a team and say who you're taking and just tweet out, Eagles are taking blank with 14 minutes on the clock. But I think a lot of people at home kind of like the suspense of hearing the name called. And I'm very territorial of football. I don't even dare do my Blake Griffin news that I have. So, Sean, stay in your lane, bro. I've got some Spencer Dinwiddie news I want to drop, but I've been respectful.
That's awesome. Shams will love that. Shams will love that.
Mm-hmm.
As will we. Could you just text us who's getting picked?
Ooh.
Yes, I'll text you every pick you want. Just text me honestly. When they're on the clock, I'll tell you exactly who's getting picked.
All right, so Shrek, I'm going to let you know I will not live by the code that you were trying to live by, though.
No.
Yeah.
I will immediately go, Thibodeaux's going to Detroit. Don't listen to anything they're saying on TV. It's all a waste of time. Thibodeaux to Detroit. I would do that immediately upon texting me. Don't do that.
I won't.
That'd be bad.
But hey, watch tomorrow and Saturday NFL Network. My mug is going to be all over that thing.
Hold on. ESPN and ABC got Chris Angel. What's that? Why don't you guys do that? What happened?
What do you
Be
mean?
good. I like his stuff.
AJ.
What do you mean they got him?
I've never seen him that interested in something.
Chris Angel, dude. He's performing tonight and tomorrow.
When?
ESPN, ABC. Shrek.
We're not on air. I don't want to be on air when he's performing. I need to watch that.
I agree. What was his? I'll tweet about. I'll live. I won't tweet all night. And then Angel gets on. I'll be live tweeting every move.
Schrags, let him go break you in half and flip you around on a park bench.
What was his
Remember
thing?
that,
Like Fight Freak. What was his thing?
Mind
AJ?
freak.
Mind freak. Yeah.
Mind freak. I like that guy.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I watched A&E, man. It was awesome. All right. We appreciate you, Schrags. Enjoy night 2 and night 3. We will watch. We appreciate you. Host of... Oh, no.
No, Pete.
You have
What's
to.
happening?
Peter.
What?
Good morning, football. A lot of conversation in fans, internet,
Yeah.
fan-internet.
I got my lunch pail, my construction hat. I just go to work. I do me, okay?
Yeah, coach's son.
Oh, no.
Coach's son. I'm grinder. I'm the guy you're just going to want to just be a lunch pail guy. That's all I do. I don't
All
get
right.
involved with anything
First
else.
one in,
I
last
know that of all my co-hosts,
Thank you,
and I would
Shags.
love to continue in the way we have it. But I'll just say this. I talk about me. Let's roll.
Oh, geez.
That's
All
not
right.
good.
We
Thanks,
love what
Schrags.
you do, Schrags. Peter Schrags.
Yeah,
Peter. That didn't sound good.
Yeah,
No, it
rest
doesn't.
of the moment
What are
of
the rumors?
silence,
Like,
man.
who's leaving? What's happening?
You know, AJ.
You know, dude.
Yesterday you mentioned Kay Adams leaving possibly. Is
Yeah.
that it, or is there more happening?
Yeah, it feels like fucking Ross and Rachel are breaking up, dude.
Exactly.
Who's Ross? Who's Rachel?
You know.
who they are.
And this office has some ideas on who should be the replacement if that does happen.
Yeah. We
And
gotta-
who shouldn't be the replacement if that.
Here's a top 3.
I would assume, that the internet has come alive about this show because, a lot of people just watch NFL Network. We have NFL Network on every
Every day.
single
Yeah,
morning.
every day.
Start to finish.
There's a lot of people that are like that, and the internet is getting loud with the chance of change potentially on the horizon.
Yeah.
They're not happy about it. Peter,
People don't want the change, right?
No.
Nobody likes change.
The Good Morning Football Reddit has actually been blowing up. People are very nervous for the next chapter.
Hey, it's interesting. I'm gonna see what I'm
Are
excited.
all their contracts up or what?
Well, we don't know all the ins and outs.
Yeah.
Let's go to the fence.
Guess I'm going to pay attention.
Yeah, you should.
Well, also you not knowing Chris Angel.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Where are you?
Wake up.
I didn't know that he's performing tonight.
Yeah.
Well,
And tomorrow.
here's the thing though. We know you were on Instagram.
Yep.
We know it.
Obviously.
Seen it.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah. Great
I'll tell you what, I'm not joking. I hate it. I don't want to do it anymore. Like, I don't like posting.
You don't. The last time you posted was last Draft Spectacular.
I don't. I
Are you
really
retiring from posting again?
Oh, Jesus.
Of course.
This guy.
Every year.
This fucking
Hey, let's
guy.
have a retirement ceremony.
Jesus.
Let it run, AJ.
Hey, you
Put
gotta
his
know.
IG.
You gotta know your strengths and weaknesses. And right now, that is not one of my strengths, and it's not something I'm passionate about. But I will do it every once in a while.
Literally once a year, it seems
I
like.
don't want it to feel fake. I'm not going to just do it to do it.
Well, of course not, because that's not what AJ Hawk would do. When you did the Miller Lite commercial, is that where you learned #influencer? Is that where you learned?
No, I don't know if that's a thing. I just assumed that's what I should do.
Smart.
Like the book. What's the book? Like, hey, I'm going to think about money, and all of a sudden $1 billion shows up. Isn't that kind of what it is?
Oh, so you were putting out into the universe that you are an influencer. You're hoping to influence people to the show. We appreciate it, man.
Thank you, AJ.
It is an honor. Out of 3 of your social media marketing partnerships, we are 2 of them.
Yeah.
So we are very honored to be a part of the AJ Hawk train.
It's unbelievable.
Must have watched the morning walk talk with Gary Vee because it was all about, the genuine giraffe this morning. And I assume that's why he wants to be more genuine on social media.
As you be your true self.
What?
What are you giggling
What-
about?
I don't.
laughing
I've
at
never like the fact that Connor sees all this stuff. That's what kills me.
Of course we all say we are on the internet. We are an internet company.
job.
Where'd that picture
pal.
come from too? Of me?
What's that?
Where'd that picture come from?
It's definitely somebody else's. We shouldn't talk about it though. They can see in DS right now. So
No, it's when he auditioned for a mob boss on a Netflix series, I think.
did you get it? Did you get the
Actually,
job?
I know where it's from.
Did you get the job?
It wasn't a job. It was like a sit down interview type thing with a dude, and they took a bunch of pictures.
Oh, this is when you were telling everybody you were a pilot. Is that when?
No, this was after that.
That must have been when he was in Aviator
Pilot in
magazine.
training.
What were you in Aviator magazine or something?
No, it was some video for something with the NFLPA.
I seen the.
So a magazine?
I saw the
Yeah.
photo
Yeah.
shoot.
You're on
You
the-
did too.
You're on the front
it was
cover.
a video.
Yeah,
it was
you-
a video shoot.
No, you're sitting in the cockpit, like
Yeah.
with your head out, like hey, you
Air
know?
aficionado.
Yeah.
Is it for Dateline with Uncle Waxy? It looks a little.
jeez.
Well, it kind of looks like when you dressed up as Ernie Adams for Halloween.
I dressed up as Ernie.
Did your whole family dress up
The
as
Adams,
the
family, not Ernie Adams, Tony.
Ernie Adams is football guru.
grandfather.
genius.
They're both bags of bones.
Well, Ernie's old.
He is old.
We all hope to be a bag of bones one day.
Yeah.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to San Francisco. Joey, on this draft spectacular day, we have. I should go through what we're giving away.
Let's do it.
All right. AJ, this is a big fucking deal.
Huge.
I know. What do you mean? It's third annual. Are you kidding me? This is like our biggest night. It's like the Oscars. Hopefully no one gets slapped.
Nice.
Or, I mean, maybe.
Yeah,
Maybe. Hey,
Is Will Smith coming on?
well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we booked Will Smith to come in here and smack some people around. We don't know. It's draft spectacular. Slaptacular. Tonight we'll be giving away a Callaway driver,
What?
an Oculus,
What?
a massage chair,
What?
$500 to 50 people,
What?
a PS5,
What?
then potentially giveaways as the concurrent viewers
Okay.
hit different
I
things.
like that.
Okay. Now we go.
Tickets to a lot of awesome things.
Yeah.
A lot of awesome things.
Stuff
I'd
you want to
say
go to.
In a
Love that stuff.
with some travel and hotel and everything.
Okay.
Okay.
So tonight, long time, and that's just what's. Let alone, we have the other contest. We're gonna give away a lot of stuff tonight, AJ. Okay, a lot of things are gonna be given away from this company, and it's not because, CFO Phil is asking us to do that.
No.
It's mostly because I view us as a team here, okay? And we have all gotten to this point in the NFL calendar together. Yeah. We have all rode through the waves of bullshit the last few weeks where we've had to speak about things that do not matter, will not matter a week from now, and will never matter in our entire existence. And we have to act as if it matters. That is a sea of bullshit that we have all had to captain together, and we appreciate that. So we should definitely give things away, especially if you're going to sit through a 7-hour first-round draft of the NFL. You have to do that type of stuff, and we appreciate the hell out of it. With that being said, there's a good chance there's just going to be a lot more giveaways.
Oh, yeah.
As we get bored, because it's fun to do, and it's awesome to do, and everybody else hates it. We're going to do that. Aaron Rodgers is going to be here. Chris Ballard's going to be here. Tom Telesco is going to be here. Cliff Kingsbury is going to be here. Darius Butler's going to be live in studio. AJ is going to be right there. Everybody's going to be in, good costumes for the spectacular.
Costumes or?
Let's have a night tonight.
Here we
dude.
go, boys.
Pumped. Isn't AJ giving away $50,000 too?
Whoa.
I don't know. You never know what happens tonight. That's a beautiful thing, right?
You are such a rat bastard.
I mean, not tonight, no, but maybe sometime.
Well, keep him guessing.
Yeah.
I know. I'm saying you never know. You never know what can happen on Draft Spectacular night.
What if AJ has, 15, 16 cigars?
Oh.
He's all boozed up on nicotine.
What?
Oh my god, he's all jacked up. The Packers get somebody good. And he's like, I want to give away $50,000.
Yeah.
Maybe his truck.
That could happen. Maybe give away his truck. His house.
Yeah.
His house. Yeah.
Give away the fucking house.
Give away a house, dude.
Hey, publisher
Think about
clearing house. AJ,
what do you say?
Dan Marino giving away Dream House on the internet.
Yeah.
I seen.
How about it?
AJ
C&J
Hall.
basement probably too.
What's that?
The C&J basement thing.
Yeah, waterproof someone's basement.
Free
You give
basement.
away a
Gift card to
Free
I
restoration.
got to talk to them.
That's
They're a
$1
great
million
company, but I
value.
can't be giving their stuff away. They're a great company.
Yeah, well, they saved you thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
They were like $1 million.
They are very good.
Also gave them their, highest grossing
It's one of the
video.
best promos of all time. You hear
What are
me?
you talking about?
Dude, that was on the.
Killed it.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. One of the greatest promos of all time. Of all time, AJ. You're the best. Anyways,
As I was doing it, I felt that. I really did. I was like, this. I nailed it.
hey, there's a couple times where I get going and I'm in the middle of it. I'm like, oh, this feels like a good one. Let's not fuck it up here, pal. And then I keep going, like when I'm doing SmackDown or whatever, and I'm in the middle of a rant about something that obviously is wrestling. So, we're doing this. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Don't fuck it up. Also, how are we ending this thing? How are we ending it?
Yeah.
And then sometimes you mess it up. The fact that you're able to get through that, obviously, and not only hit a home run early, I mean, you closed that
my
thing
God.
with a dinger as well. I mean, that was front to back one of the best speaking things I've ever witnessed, AJ.
I mean, that's part of the reason I did #influencer on my Instagram post, because I feel like that's what we do.
Smart.
That's what we do.
Bring people in. We bring them in.
Have you looked in your comments?
I have not. No, they changed that, didn't they? How hard to look at now?
Isn't it hard to
care,
look
bro.
at now?
Jesus.
Very easy.
They weren't right there. But it's not like it's not my thing. Like, I don't care to really go look at stuff. I never really do. But they're already making another step. So I'm like, I'm definitely not.
It's amazing to us that you hate social media, which could involve you talking to somebody else, But boy, you love going into the worst parts of the internet and learning the worst things about
No,
people.
like I don't look at any of the worst parts of the internet. I sit there and I see what's going on in the world outside of sports because somebody has to bring that perspective to the show.
Yeah, but it's not just in the world.
No.
You know, it's actually one particular. It's like, hey, somebody has done something despicable. World. You have all those websites. Bah, 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 bah.
Why do people watch NASCAR, Pat? For the wrecks.
True.
No, I want to see Kyle Busch fucking.
That's right. You want to see fucking Carl Edwards do a backflip after victory lane.
Yeah, climb the fence, you fucking asshole.
Too bad he retired like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Who?
Carl Edwards.
He's
What happened?
coming
He was
back.
young and
That's why I haven't
everything, all of a
fucking
sudden he
watched
left.
since.
What?
What?
Because Carl Edwards fucking retired early.
Keselowski.
Well,
Once Keselowski stopped driving the number 2 Miller Lite car, I really kind of had to take a back seat with my fandom.
Is Kyle Busch running?
yeah.
Is he fighting?
Kyle Busch is winning then.
Okay.
Making sweet TikTok.
That's all you need to
Can't
know.
argue.
Kyle Busch is a winner. 2 weeks ago they fought. One person had a helmet on.
Yeah.
The internet got
Yeah,
all.
they're throwing fists.
You remember when the
Smart.
internet got met? Exactly. That's what you just said. Is what every.
Always put your helmet on to go into a fight. Are you kidding me?
That's what every football.
Oh, that's soft. That's soft. No, it's smart, bud, because I can punch you in the face and I'm going to headbutt you with this thing, too.
Well, you do that with your. Yeah, you're a headbutter.
But I'm saying, and you got the guy throwing punches at your helmet, so you can call me whatever you want. I'm going to call myself a genius while you're knocked out.
And I would like to let people know, and I did not grow up in the football culture, but ever since you're kids, I think you're actually taught, hey, if a fight happens, keep your helmet on. Like,
Just keep it on. Don't ever take it off, really. Like, that's what you learn at a young age, or you should.
Yeah, so you go through the entire, and then that NASCAR fight happens, and I guess in the NASCAR world, everybody's calling him, oh, he's soft as baby shit, this guy. Keeping your helmet on to fight a guy was like two very different views on the entire thing. I could see how if you came up in that mindset, I get it. But also, like, can't blame the guy for being able to protect his face in a fight. I mean, that feels like a good move.
Yeah, well, back in fucking Bobby Labonte's day, you wanted to look a guy in his eyes before you fucking snatched his soul.
You want to see the whites in his eye?
Yeah, exactly.
Ty Gibbs there, I believe.
Did the guy with the helmet on, did he challenge?
Yeah,
Or was he the recipient? Because if he challenged with the helmet on, that's kind of
Is this
suspect.
is this
What the hell's going on?
That's true.
They're fighting.
I mean, they're in front of his car, it looks like, so wouldn't the other guy
the
be
guy
walking
came to
over?
him and the other guy took helmet off, I assume to let him know, see his face, what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yep,
that makes
Is he
that makes
grabbing his leg?
It looks like he's going for a single leg down there.
it does.
Gnawed kneecaps right there.
Hey, I'll let you know, if you're going to fight in the NASCAR pit lane or basically anywhere, they're not going to let it get to the ground for long. You know, if you're in an octagon, go ahead and let that thing eat. But bar, go ahead and let it go. But if you're in a place with a lot of people with security, they ain't going to let it get to the ground for long. You're actually going to end up getting squished probably.
The
So
car.
I don't think you should. That guy, probably a wrestler back in his day, one for the single leg. Like, that's not the right place for that.
That might have been.
So
might
Ty
actually
Gibbs
be-
walks up. Ty Gibbs is monster guy. Walks up to the guy and he starts to say some shit to him. The guy in the blue, Sam, I think, takes his helmet off, and right when he lifts his helmet off, Ty Gibbs just gives him right in the chin.
Okay, so
That's a
What should
lecture.
happen?
this is interesting.
Tactical.
I mean,
Fucking Walter.
Tom McMahon used to scream, I don't know, 2 times, not scream, but 2 times or maybe even 3 times a week. Like, they always say, don't be the one to hit first. Fuck that, hit first. What do we even, he said, are we trying to win or not? I guess if you want to not get sued, I guess you wait for somebody else to hit you. He's also this big, Tom McMahon. He's also about this tall or whatever. He's like, I'm fucking hitting somebody first, okay? And that's what we're doing today. We are hitting somebody. They always say, wait, let somebody else hit you, let them start it so you're the good person. No, you hit them first. Now, there's different ways to view that. I think a lot of people, when Zito just described that, would say the old buddy with the helmet, a little bit of an aggressive tactic there. A bunch of guys just took the helmet off. But what are they going to do? Just peacock each other? Like
And then
they're-
after Sam walks up to him and goes like, "Take your helmet off," and he points at his helmet and just does this kind of, and then he gets him another one.
Oh, he punches him again? Let's go. Who's
that's
this
what-
guy? Ty Gibbs?
Ty Gibbs is the one keeps his helmet on.
That
and then-
Joe Gibbs.
Do you want the video?
son?
Yeah, can we run
Okay.
the video? Oh, no, probably
Nah.
not. We've been
Probably not.
burying USFL.
Mark Martin
yeah.
never would have done that.
You can't run NASCAR
This is
clips?
from NASCAR. Use NASCAR's YouTube.
Okay, let's go. Yeah, we can go NASCAR.
They would have to love it. It's giving pub to the sport.
Fox, though. I don't
they
know.
don't
We
need
have
pub.
buried USFL.
They don't need
Ready
pub.
whenever you
No,
want it.
they're fucking.
NASCAR don't need no fucking pub. Go ahead.
Oh, he's out. He's mad. Monster guy.
Oh, it's
Okay.
the Xfinity series.
All right, so Monster ended behind old Cuzzy. What? He said.
Why would you take your helmet off if you're in the light blue?
He just thinks.
Bam.
What do you do? Throat chop him?
Fucking pushed him.
I think so.
Oh, gosh.
Take your helmet off.
Right there, yeah. He's lifting his visor up. Don't even do that. Okay, caught him multiple times. Good.
That's good uppercutting.
At least there's some real punches.
Hey, this is like the we went to school with somebody like knew karate but didn't tell anybody. And they were getting like bullied, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, fucking perfect karate comes. How about those punches right to the throat? That guy's trained. I think.
Oh yeah, good. Looks like it.
That guy has thrown a punch before. I wonder if that's what he was saying to him. I'm fucking Golden Gloves, dude. I'm fucking. You keep coming. I'm fucking Golden Gloves. That guy said, "Fuck your Golden Gloves." Pow, pow, bang.
How much did they get fined for this?
19 years
Do we know?
old.
19. Jesus.
Yeah, it's Xfinity Series. It's younger kids.
Yeah, this is minor leagues.
I mean, they love it. Obviously, NASCAR loves this. They have to. They got to say they don't.
Winston
but they
Cup is
love
on
it.
Sunday.
Maybe this is what baseball needs more of, this type of stuff. We were talking earlier about saving baseball again because baseball is happening, even though, the NFL draft is happening, which isn't a game, and it's being talked about, 7,000x baseball is right now in the sports world. Not that that's baseball's fault. And then we went back all the way back to the, the era of, juicing and everything and what happened. But they told me that a lot of bench clearing brawls are happening right now. And then we dug a little deeper into that. It's a lot of bench clearing, fuck yous, I guess. You know what I mean? So I don't know. NASCAR can promote fighting, I think, at this
That
point.
was Joe Gibbs' grandson.
Knew it.
Well, there you go.
He's fucking been around.
But NASCAR, you could do that, and you can. I would assume they're not suspended half the season. Baseball, if you get in a legit fight, don't they sit you down for a while now?
I mean, Pedro got like 4 games when he fucking tossed Don Zimmer's old ass when the Yankees and Red
That's
Sox
4
were.
days.
That was self-defense, too.
Yeah, if you're a pitcher, why not? Yeah, it's just the games. It's not the games you're starting.
Correct.
It was self-defense.
Thank you. It was. What's
He was
Pedro supposed
charging
to
him,
do?
man.
Just let that old sack of bones, you run into him and stomp him.
Yeah, but when baseball announces suspensions as games, that's what I was thinking of. It's like literally just days, right?
Yeah.
He'll be suspended for 14 games. It's like, holy shit.
If
Sometimes
you're a pitcher,
doubleheader,
you might
too.
not miss a start. If they suspend you 4 games, you won't miss a start.
Is that real, or is it your next start?
Yeah, they might
Days,
specify because otherwise there's nothing long. They'd have to have like a 20+ game suspension every single time to be 4 starts. So it probably is like 4 starts.
Do some players play every game?
Oh yeah,
Whoa.
Cal
a
Ripken's
lot of guys.
13,000 straight.
Could you change your rotation so like you're up?
I mean, yeah, probably.
No, so people play every single fucking game?
Oh yeah, a lot of guys will play 162 games or like 157.
That's why those greenies were good back in the day when they used to take amphetamines.
You're talking about the gum things that they would chew?
I don't know about gum. They took like legit. They called them greenies from like their amphetamines, like legit speed. I think.
They used to have gum, right, that would kick in their testosterone that they had
really?
going
Yeah.
in their Yeah.
Manny used to do that. Man Ram.
These scientists getting into this, awesome. I mean, just awesome. Yeah, then they would eat a piece of gum, and that gum would have something in it that would mix with something, and it would up the testosterone for just an amount of time where if they were to drug test immediately after the game, they would not be able to find anything up with it. I'm like, you guys are the best. How do we cheat sports better than everybody else?
Yeah.
What? Get some goddamn gum involved in that thing.
I was incorrect. Cal Ripken did not play 13,000 straight games. It was 2,600 straight games.
Say 13,000.
Yeah.
How many years did that guy?
Yeah, he actually played for 65 years.
Whoa. I heard a very large number.
2,600 is still a lot of games straight.
Yeah. I'd say, nowhere near
13,000.
It's so much. The travel they have to do, too.
But obviously, this generation does not play as many games because they're fucking soft.
Hey, Michael Cole, SmackDown commentator,
Yeah.
25 years, coming up here in like a month or whatever. 2 missed shows every week.
Jesus.
That's just, yeah.
Unheard of.
That might be like the greatest.
What did he miss the shows for?
I don't know. I think I've asked, didn't get the answer.
Talk about
Fucking
Mark.
soft. Yeah, seriously. You're not lying.
All right, Cole doesn't deserve. See, I was just trying to give him respect.
Yeah.
And you.
Hey, Vince is the one that said, hey, he's a fucking terrible guy, so I'm going to take it from Vince.
That was unbelievable that Vince McMahon said
Yeah,
that.
he did.
He complimented everybody but him. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Thomas.
Hey, where does he live?
Who?
Michael Cole.
I think in Texas now.
So he just flies home after SmackDown on Fridays, and then he's home for the week?
Yeah, unless he has to go do something for NXT or be at Raw or.
Yeah.
I mean.
Any of his other responsibilities?
Yeah, I mean he.
What does he do?
Well, a lot. Yeah. A lot of people are wondering. He does everything. It seems like.
Yeah.
Let's go to Thomas in Dallas. What's going on, Thomas?
How you doing, guys? How you doing?
Hey, keep
Jim,
I was curious. I never heard y'all talk about it. How did y'all meet? Did y'all all grow up together and get the show started? Or, like, how did y'all get the whole thing started? I was always curious, like, if you had an interview process or if you just got your boys together.
All right, Thomas, I appreciate you. A couple guys from high school, a couple interns, one caller that was a ship painter, and guy from the internet.
Coach's son.
Coach's son. A friend from kindergarten. Yeah.
Doofus with mangled fingers.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, he was the ship painter caller.
Present.
Merry Present. That show. So good. What was it called?
Flight of the Conchords.
I never saw it.
Never.
What are you talking about? You just did their bit.
I said present. I mean, that's been used in 700 movies.
It's like in school, too.
Nah, that's their bit, dude.
What is Flight of the Conchords? Is it a movie or a show?
This guy stinks. They're a band, actually, but it's a show.
You've seen it. It's crazy to me.
What are you talking about?
I've heard of it. I just have no idea what it is or who's in it.
Well, it's business time.
I mean, you haven't seen it.
I have.
I can tell. You have not. You've seen a GIF. Okay. Good
No.
job.
Those dudes are talented, man. They can write a song about anything.
There we go. Here we go. Keep digging the hole.
I'm not. I watched that show.
I'll back him up here. It's one of the few shows Pat has seen, maybe start to finish.
Bro, New Zealand. It's like Australia, just closer. That's a poster in the back of fucking Murray's office. I love that show. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I was probably injured when I.
It's just so dry and so dumb. It's just great.
Yeah, I enjoyed them.
Is that what came on after House of Cards when you were just bedridden for 2 weeks?
That's what has to happen. So that's how. So for me to get into the shows, I have to be not allowed to move from my bed.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we'll know next time I have to do anything like that. Let's go ahead and get some things. Let's get some things. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Taylor. Anyways, that's a long question or answer. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Very long.
We should do that though. A lot of people ask. We should.
I wondered the same when the first year.
Bingo.
Sorry, the first year I was on here, I wasn't sure who you grew up with and who came later.
Well, I like to think that we've been a family.
Everyone, it feels like everybody has been together forever. Honestly,
it's a good group. I don't know how often this type of thing happens. I don't think.
I think it's pretty rare,
if ever.
If ever, yeah. Honestly, I don't know. There's not a lot of downtimes. I mean, it's not like what did Bill say? Thick and thin.
Yeah, not too much thing.
No.
Yeah.
I don't see any of us leaving to do a afternoon show on CBS Sports.
Come on.
AJ.
Tony.
That's like 20 years they've been together.
Tony.
I thought he was talking about AJ.
We like those guys.
We do, actually.
I know.
But I was surprised to see Perloff out of there. I did not know
He's doing
That's what you're talking about right now.
What? No, that was hypothetical.
Yeah.
Maggie and Perloff.
Show, right?
Yes, Maggie and Perloff have become a part of our daily. So we watch everybody's shit. Like we watch every show, right? Just to see, like, all right, what's going on? Who has information that we certainly don't, because we don't have the connections, the amount of people, so it's on everything. Whenever I saw McLovin pop his ass up on the lower right-hand screen, I was very surprised. I'm like, oh, my God.
I thought it was an Ezekiel situation.
I did. I did. I thought it was another. I thought it was his twin.
Where is Elias?
Elias, he was in the LAX choreographed song.
Yeah.
He had his guitar with him. He's probably going to a gig.
He's a drifter. He's around somewhere.
Let's go to Taylor in Atlanta. What's going on? Taylor on the 5 Energy phone line, pal.
Drifter or grifter?
How's it going, boys?
It's going great, man. How are you, dude?
Aren't they different?
Yes, I believe. For sure.
What's the other one?
I'm pretty good. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hell yeah.
To the baseball point that you were just talking about, Ronald Acuna is returning tonight, so baseball is saved.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Ronald.
Yeah. Thanks, Ron.
Thank you, Acuna.
He's a good ball player.
But for my question, why the fuck is Dave Tepper supporting Sam Darnold? Did he not watch the same games that I did? And so the real question is if Sam Darnold is our quarterback, should we go full defensive picks to give him no weapons, no protection, so he's officially out?
All right. Taylor, that could be all bullshit from Tepper too, by the way, who say he's all in with Darnold because they might take a quarterback, they might trade for Baker. I mean, you can't believe anything right now. We got to remember that. And with that being said, a lot of us wonder why Sam Darnold's still potentially a starting quarterback in the NFL. Taylor, you're not the only one, pal.
Because they're not taking a quarterback at 6. That's why.
Wow. Yeah, but they might try to. I don't know.
They would love to trade back. Who's going to come up and take that from them?
Yeah.
I don't think Jimmy is out of the question for the Panthers. I honestly don't.
I could see
even
that.
if they use their first round pick. Because if John Lynch had what? It was 2 2s he allegedly had?
Oh, Jimmy G?
I thought you were talking about Clausen.
I was wondering who you were talking about
my
Jimmy
bad,
as well.
Jimmy G. Just because
Clausen?
Kittle just came out and talked about Trey Lance, and if what he's saying is real, then maybe they aren't worried about moving Jimmy G because they know Trey Lance is going to be the guy.
Yeah, he said Trey Lance has a lot of Josh Allen. Is that just his size and his ability to move, or I trust Kittle.
Yeah,
I trust with what
That's
Kittle
what I
with
mean.
football. George Kittle says Trey Lance has an insane ceiling and reminds him of Bills quarterback Josh Allen at around the NFL. Josh Allen, after his first year in the NFL, whenever he played, there was a lot of question marks on whether or not he was going to work out and whether it was the right decision. Second year, so much better than in the first. Third year, so much better than in the second. And it's like, God, he's still only going to get better and better and better. That might be what Kittle's referring to, and he has the size.
Yeah.
So maybe Trey Lance is a guy eventually, but he has a high ceiling. He's also saying, like,
Not ready yet.
maybe. I don't know.
Well, he said in that too, like you really can't get better if you're not actually playing the games. Kittle said this, so it's almost like they're at the point where if they really do think he's got all this potential, you're gonna have to put him in there and move on.
Joining us now is a draft expert, former NFL scout for the Ravens. He's on Chargers radio. He calls the games, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He calls the games for the Chargers. He's one of Amazon Thursday Night Football's
Feeds,
experts.
scat feeds.
He's on NFL Network, and he is fantastic. He knows everything about everybody that's going into the draft. Hopefully, he'll be able to inform us about what we're going to watch this evening. A man who everybody says they trust with information about the draft. You never hear that. Ladies and gentlemen, move the sticks, Daniel Jeremiah. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How's it going?
Better room than the others.
Yeah, you have the best room out of everybody we've talked to at NFL.
I don't know if you can see it here. Hold on. I always like to show you guys around. So we've got out this window.
Got a
You
bidet?
can look at the pool. We got the pool. Oh, we got a bidet. Yeah, I won't show you that. But we got one.
Hey, the bidet is awesome. That was quite a Vegas treat.
then-
Good pool over there.
Then we go over to this other
Standard
room.
King, Standard King.
and then we've got that's the draft sets down there. You can't really see it well, but anyways, that's so we got a two. It's a two window.
Hey, that a baby.
Not bad.
Dan.
Oh, so he's down near the point down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we got to judge like Joel's and Kurt's and Ian's.
Kurt.
You know, their
Joel,
rooms.
by the way, Joel doing it outside the Caesars pool was kind of, I mean, that was a little gaudy. I think it was a little much.
Have you talked to him about it, or you only saw it?
No, I was right next to him. We were doing a media availability thing there. So yeah, you caught him when we were over there doing that. But this is different, man, than any other draft. I remember when I was back at Radio City Music Hall, and now we're out here at poolside at Caesars and on the Vegas Strip here. It's crazy, man.
Are you enjoying it? Is it a nice setup out there for you guys?
Dude, it's awesome. I love it. I mean, I was texting with Mayock this morning. I think he's such a good dude, and was just, hey, wishing you luck and all that. And I said, Mike, even though it's a different draft, like we don't have kind of that star power of the quarterbacks that maybe we've had in years past, but I still get butterflies. It's still fun, man. Like stuff that we grew up watching, and to be a part of it, it's still surreal to me. I've already crushed like almost a whole box of Nilla wafers, just like kind of like that nervous energy to get you going in the morning.
Yeah, a little stress eating. This is your Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking your time out of your Super Bowl day with us.
Oh, come on, man.
If we look at your last mock, I believe we have your last mock, at least your picks. We wrote them in a notes section. Daniel Jeremiah's final mock draft. Number 1, Jaguars, Trevon Walker. Then Hutchinson to the Lions, and then Icky to the Texans with Sauce Gardner rounding out the top 4 to the Jets. Obviously, Aiden Hutchinson was number 1 overall in I don't know about yours, but a large majority of people's minds for a long time. It is just the last few days almost, like 4 days, that Trevon Walker has become the favorite to go number 1 overall. Is this a read on Trent Baalke? Is this inside information? And how many people actually know at this point that is the pick?
Well, I mean, you just take whatever information you can get. I still have Aiden Hutchinson as my number 1 player in the draft. That hasn't changed. It's been that way through the whole process. But when you're hearing things coming out of Jacksonville and people that are tied in there, everything seems to be pointing towards to Walker. So that's why I ended up putting that one in my last one. And also the other thing, guys, I think sometimes when this got out like a couple weeks ahead of time, when you're getting ready to do something that maybe is a little unpopular or not kind of the standard decision, don't you think it's kind of beneficial to get that out a couple weeks ahead of time so people can get used to it versus the shock of taking him at 1 on Thursday night?
Yeah, it's smart to give a little heads up to your fan base. Like, hey, you heard Aiden Hutchinson this entire time. A lot of you probably did a lot of research on him, learned a lot about him. We're all excited about him. We're on the Hutch train doing your whole thing. We're actually not taking him. Okay? We're changing it. We need to get this over with quick, that initial wave, so that they can see some highlights before draft night. That's what you're thinking? And does that happen?
Yeah, no, I think it does, and I think it has calmed down a little bit. I think people have said, okay, this isn't crazy. You know, he kind of fits what they do. A lot of people have talked about, you know, Trent Baalke and his connection to taking Aldon Smith. But to me, it's almost more about the scheme that they're running and what they're going to do. And I heard Mike Caldwell to be the DC. He was under Todd Bowles in Tampa. Think about Bowles and JPP and how they used him. I think you'll see Trayvon Walker kind of slide into that similar role. He's a really good player, man. I don't have a problem with him being a top 5 pick. If it was me, he's my 6th overall player. I would take Hutchinson. But I mean, this he's a good football player, man. He'll be good.
He's a great football player.
Dan, if he does go first though, and Hutchinson's sitting there at 2, we all assume Detroit is going to take the hometown kid. I'm also hearing rumors that they may not feel pressure to take him and they take somebody else. What happens if they do not take Hutchinson there at 2?
Thibodeaux, dude.
Dude, this would be that would be a fun draft if that happens, because you know, I've heard the whispers over the last couple of days maybe Detroit would take Thibodeaux over him. Well, I'd be very surprised if they did. Man, it would not be a popular choice just passing on Hutchinson. Take Thibodeaux out of it, but just having Hutchinson right there in your lap and not taking him in Detroit.
I read somewhere.
It'll set the draft off.
Hey, I read somewhere. Nick sent me a picture of an article. Where was that from?
Detroit Free Press, I think.
That Thibodeaux said that him and Motor City Dan Campbell, they're talking too much. They're on speed dial. And then Thibodeaux told Josina Anderson, I saw it on her Twitter this morning, that Thibodeaux said that whenever he meets with the general manager, Brad, it's like an uncle at the cookout. Hey, Unc, Thibodeaux. Hey, Thibodeaux to Detroit. But you're talking about as an overall whole, as an organization, the Michigan guy probably going to end up there, even though Thibodeaux.
I would think so.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's where my gut's telling me, Pat. But I mean, I've heard all this talk about Thibodeaux that's kind of crept up over the last couple of days. I just couldn't see them passing on Hutchinson. I know nobody has a clue what Houston's going to do. I always be leery if you ever hear somebody say that they hear this out of New England or Houston. I've checked. It's impossible to hear something if the people never speak. So you're never going to hear anything from Belichick. Houston. You're never going to hear anything from Nick.
Wow.
Like,
Jack Easterby's not slipping?
They don't. I don't.
Dearly beloved. Number 3 overall. Nobody speaks out of here. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're going to do. Nobody in the league. Everybody. That's the most popular text message I've gotten in the last couple of days. Do you have any idea what Houston's going to do? And I'm like, nobody has any idea what they're going to do.
So everybody in all these war rooms are just trying to prepare for what could potentially happen before them. And at what point does it just, like, how many different scenarios can you practice? And then how often does it actually show up?
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing is if you're picking up there in the top 5, you know, you can prepare for the 3 or 4 different scenarios of how this thing can play out, and then you're done. I mean, you get stuck in the teens. Like this year, the Eagles and the Saints both have a couple picks in the teens. Like, you could spend a month going over scenarios of if this happens, then we could move up or we could move back. And, you know, we move up with one pick, we move back with the other pick. Like, yeah, that you could drive yourself crazy if you're those teams.
Go ahead, Ty.
DJ, we just had Schrager on in his last mock draft. He had the Packers trading up and picking Chris Olave. I think you have him getting a receiver as well. Are you hearing anything that they actually might be moving up, especially now that the 4 top receivers are kind of considered head and shoulders better than the rest of the guys who might be available when they're going to end up picking?
Yeah, I mean, Schrager's always got great stuff. I haven't heard that specifically with them, but there's logic. There's logic with that, you know, for them to go up. They haven't taken a wideout, as we'll say tonight, in 20 years in the first round. This just feels different. I think it's a different climate for wideouts. You know, what happened in this offseason, and they were a part of it. But when you see how much money these dudes are going to command on the open market, and, you know, you look at Justin Jefferson, I think he's making like $3 million a year on that rookie contract. So if you get a chance to get a stud receiver in the first round and you're going to get him for a couple $1 million versus having to go address that need in free agency and having to spend over $20 million a year, yeah, the wideouts are going to go.
Hey, 8 teams have 2 picks tonight in the first round.
Yeah.
Obviously, quick math tells us, Sticks, half the picks, quarter of the teams.
Damn.
So
Nice,
that's
nice.
probably a lot of trades, right? Don't you think? Probably a lot of movement happening tonight, right? A lot of fireworks?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how early that starts. Maybe we have to wait a little bit. Maybe it's not the first, 6, 7 picks, 8 picks. But like John Schneider, I think from 2012 to 2019, he traded back each of those years in a row. So he's picking at 9 with that pick they got in the Russell Wilson trade. I'll be very surprised if they stick and pick. That's really not in his DNA. I could see them slide back a little bit and that pick being for sale.
Dan, do we see anybody like in the first round or early tonight that gets packaged with a deal, like a current player on NFL roster right now? We're talking all these different players, Debo and everyone, Jimmy G. Do we see anybody packaged in a deal?
I would think that the only deal we'd have a chance to get done tonight would be if the Debo thing were to happen, and if that's going to happen, it's going to happen like in the next couple hours because there's no way it's happened before. The Seahawks did it right. If you make a trade and don't have the deal done, we saw it with Laramie Tunsil. Like Laramie Tunsil and Jamal Adams, that's the best position to be in. You traded all this capital for me, but I don't have a new contract done. I have all the leverage. You got to pay me. I don't see Joe, like if it's going to go to the Jets, I don't see Joe Douglas making a move for Deebo Samuel unless he can have a contract worked out. So that's not something you can be on the clock and say, all right, we'll trade Deebo to you for the 10th pick. And be like, okay, now I got 10 minutes to work out a contract with Deebo Samuel. Like, that's not possible.
Hey, and those numbers take some time, too, to figure it out, right? Like, that's an
No
entire
doubt.
thought process, especially on draft. Is today a chaotic day with, like, potential trades and conversations happening leading up to it? Are they working right now, you think, just as much as they're working tonight?
Well, I don't think there's too many vets that are in the mix right now. To AJ's point, I think that once we get through today and we see who didn't get quarterbacks, then maybe, tomorrow we see something with Baker Mayfield or with Jimmy, something we're going to happen there. But I think teams at this point in time want to see how this all plays out before they do anything there. I don't think DK Metcalf's going anywhere. I don't think AJ Brown's going anywhere. So Debo's kind of the one just to keep an eye on, see what happens.
Go ahead, Tone.
Mr. Sticks, both you and Schrags in their final mock draft don't have the first quarterback coming off until 20 at the Steelers. Are you pretty certain that it's not going to come before 20? Are you pretty certain that the Steelers are going to take a quarterback? How are we feeling?
I feel more confident that the Steelers are going to take a quarterback than I would, that it waits all the way to 20 for that to happen, for the first one to go. I was talking to a GM last night, and he brought up a great point, and he said the Saints, that was like the weirdest trade. I don't know where you guys were on that, but the Saints to trade weeks ahead of the draft, to trade a future 1 and a future 2, to position yourselves in the middle of the first round, not having any idea who's going to be there. It's still one of the more bizarre trades that we've seen. And this GM was telling me last night, he's like, I had my mock draft, I think I ended up taking a tackle and a receiver.
Get 2 picks
and he goes, "Why? I just can't wrap my mind around the fact why you would trade a future 1 and a 2 to come away out of this draft with a tackle and a receiver. That just doesn't make any sense." Like there's still some people out there that think that the Saints could be the quarterback team.
I do remember that trade happening and us being very mightily confused, just like everybody else, DJ.
I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and there's so much shit that doesn't make sense, though. Like when you're live and you're on TV tonight and somebody makes a blatantly terrible pick in your eyes, do you feel like a little bit uncomfortable saying that? Because any pick could work out inevitably, right? Any pick could become a Hall of Famer. Any pick, literally any pick, could become a bust. The draft is such a question mark. Is there any picks that would make you go like, what's going, like you have a 2nd or 3rd round grade on somebody? Has that ever happened to you? And do you openly say it?
Yeah, I've said it. I mean, I said it, I think, with Leatherwood, that was an example. And I think Leatherwood's got a chance to be a good player, but he's my 55th player, and he just went with the 17th pick. So this is earlier than I would have taken him. But I know in what they do in Oakland, if they or in Vegas, they feel like he can be a plug and play guard for them and kind of fits what they want to do. That's why they made that decision. But I have to try and balance, like, this is what I think of the player, but then hopefully give the viewer an idea of what the team was thinking and why they made a different decision.
Well, and also not burning bridges around the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, well, there's no need to be. First of all, at the end of the day, like this is the most important day in all these guys' life. And what kind of a jerk do you have to be to sit up there and rip them to shreds on the most important day of their life? I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, Mel Kiper.
That's a good point. Dan, do we know how they're getting to the stage? Are they riding in a boat? Are they taking the little paddle boat? What are we doing here?
I don't think so, but dude, I was told we could have like 40-mile-per-hour winds. And
no!
I don't know if you
just
saw
tweeted
us
about
last night. Our stage is like in the fountain outside in front of the Bellagio. So I might have a wetsuit on underneath my suit tonight, boys. I don't know how this is going to go down.
You need to jump in the lake.
I know, but they have those. They do the water show, so I think you could get impaled by one of those little spigots. That's a dangerous move.
Hey, just real quick, the only thing that could go against you from a natural thing in the desert, not rain, right?
Nope.
Cold. It does get chilly, but you know how cold it's going to get. About the wind is really the only thing. You got a bad wind day out there.
Real.
That's not good.
It's real.
Or like super
It's
heat.
real.
Oh yeah.
I'm beginning to question too. I could have gone high and tight with the latest haircut, and I left it a little long, and so it could be a bad hair choice.
Put some
gel in it.
I should have gone tight. Yeah, didn't do it.
Yeah, but you were expecting the desert.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's gonna be
beautiful.
nice.
And how they drew it up in the graphics with everything.
Bad scouting. It's just bad scouting. That's all that is.
Well, hopefully that's not a sign of things to come for you tonight. Because everybody says you're a great scout. Great scout. Can't wait to watch you on TV. You'll be on our TVs right here in the studio tonight, by the way, while we are doing our draft spectacular. We appreciate the hell out of you, man.
You guys have a blast tonight, man. I wish I could join you there, but have fun.
You'll be a part of it. Hey, you'll be a part of it with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Jeremiah. So Trevon Walker, number 1 overall.
Sounds like it.
Sounds like it, huh, AJ?
When it usually makes it official, when Shefty tweets us like an hour and a half before the first pick and says they're working on a contract?
Is that what you're saying about what Schrager said?
Is that what Schrager? Well, I remember that happened with Baker. Remember they were trying to say who's going number 1, and then Baker, like 2 hours before the number 1 pick, I think Shefty said they have a deal almost finalized.
Yeah, I think Alex Smith had his done like the day before.
The
CBA. Back in the day, they really did.
Yeah, the CBA, though, deals are already done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, deals are bum, 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 bum.
It's a lot easier now.
Bum, 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 bum. And the only thing you talk about is when you're getting the money as opposed to anything else. Because the new CBA basically slotted it, right? You know what happened now?
Yeah, but remember, like the Chargers were doing weird stuff. I remember Joey Bosa held out a while back because they tried to some kind of what did they do? They have something that other teams don't do.
It had to be a guarantee when the money was coming, I think. It had to be something with that because the money is already figured out, I think, at this point.
Can ask Telesco what the hell he's doing.
What's that?
Chargers. What are they doing to contracts that guys are holding? Rookies have to hold out.
Are you like, hey, when you draft that guy tonight,
So
are
you're
you
gonna
gonna
be
pay
holding
him?
out?
Or are you gonna-
Both the Bosas did that too. I believe Nick did with the Niners.
Yeah, that's probably because the way the new CBA is set up versus how the old CBA was set up with what is allowed where. The old CBA used to be Wild Wild West. Sixth pick overall get paid more than the 4th pick overall at some places.
Wild.
You remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Used to. I mean, yeah. That's why it was a lot tougher for these guys to get signed. I think at times because there was no like you got to see if you're the 8th pick. Hey, I got to check out what 6 and 7 are getting and what 9 is. Like I want to make sure you work that out.
Yeah.
But
You set the tone, though. You said, hey, I'm going to get paid all the money.
Yeah.
I'm 5 overall, but I'm getting number 1 overall money.
That's right.
Take that house.
And
right
I'm
there.
buying that house. Hey, can you drive me over to the practice field? Yeah, you're going to have to drive every single day about a quarter mile or whatever. AJ, what is that one for? I want that house
Give me
right
that
there.
one.
Right there, too, please. And that house. Put them together. Put a bridge together. And buy that house. Make them one house. I want 3 of the houses. Make them one house. And then you saw the practice facility, then you signed your thing, and then you took your hat off and you had your big suit. Is that what happened?
maybe.
No, because after he took his hat off, he said, "I got to go work out now."
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, that wasn't first day, right? Was that first day?
No, that was first day at camp when I came in.
Oh,
Sweating already. of
Yeah,
course.
that's right.
Kicked his agents out of the way. No, that was TJ.
That was TJ Watt.
TJ
but it was similar.
Yeah.
I think they called that the Hawk at the time.
Oh, so TJ was doing the hawk.
Yes.
He said, I'm fucking go to the bullpen here. I'm gonna pull the AJ Hawk. I'm gonna kick my agents out of the way. I'm already ready to work out. Let me sign this deal here, sir. That's AJ.
That's so cool,
Well
man.
done, AJ.
Get me some chicken breast.
Putting a mark on the game.
AJ, you want to go line dance with me and Kurt Warner or what?
I tell you what, if you guys get that set up, I would like to come.
Really?
I don't know if I want to line dance, but I would like to watch you two work it out.
Okay. Well, listen. I'm not that good. Like, I only know
You're
one.
good, but you're a legit dancer. Like you can dance.
I can move a little bit. I can move a little bit. And it's memory, I can remember things pretty well. And then once you get comfortable, about the 4th time around, then that's when you really start letting loose. You know what I mean? But if you're dressed like an asshole, you're going to stick out regardless whether you look good or not. So we have to go full costume. I don't even know what Kurt Warner's talking about. We have to go full costume.
No choice.
Yeah.
It's kind of how we know he lost it a little bit, and he said that himself.
He said he was just learning. What if he's just learning the fucking dances.
Where's his son going to college? I want to see him sling that ball.
Come on, dude. Northern Iowa.
We are going to wrap this pregame show up right now. He got sacked 35 times in one practice.
Yeah, that's right.
I mentioned that.
Fucking pocket.
Stay in the fucking pocket.
Anybody else
Cup
want to
is
tackle
cute,
him? Anybody else want to tackle Kurt Warner?
Best friend.
Best friend's jumping up.
Is that your best friend? I mean, he pretty solid shot, too.
yeah.
He was
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to break old buddy's ribs.
Oh, yeah.
Should have followed up a little bit more about it. Is that guy really best friend, you think, now looking back on it? Try to puncture your lungs?
Probably claims like I was making you better, Kurt. That's why you were able to go become a Hall of Famer.
Committed to Temple.
Yeah, I guess.
He was already bought
Yeah, I
his
would have
first
got
car.
there quicker without 4 broken ribs.
Couldn't you just said hey, I could have got you there. Fucking remember that.
Exactly.
You know, I actually had that happen in a game. Ellis Langster, shout out, punting against Buffalo. He's on the punt return team. I'm jogging down. He, from the entire other side of the field, winds up. I watched the film back. He goes 53 1/3 from one sideline all the way to the other. And then at the last second, I see him and I'm about to olay him. And he goes, I could have got you. I could have fucking got you. I could have got you. And then he jogged off and I started laughing and he sprinted. He jogged all the way to his bench. I'm like, man, this guy's just fucking with me in the middle of this thing. I'm like, and he could have, by the way, I think, watching the film back. But yeah, that's what his friend could have done to him.
Yeah.
But instead he had to teach him a
Good
fucking
guy.
lesson.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a massive time for our company's history. There is $20,000 on the line with what we are about to reveal. We were going to do this yesterday, but we all saw his final mock and said, Mitt, what are you doing?
Yeah.
So we actually gave him another 24 hours to work on this. It is the final installment. It is the official entry. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Mitt's Mock 5.0.
Here we go, Mitt. Come on now, Mitt.
Here we go, Mitt.
Here we go, pal.
Bring it home,
Proud of you,
Mitt.
Mitt. Proud of you, Mitt.
Pumping up the
No
crowd.
matter what happens.
He did pump us up, didn't he?
Yeah, big time.
He told us to get louder.
Thank you, Mitt.
We not acknowledge you loud enough. Let's go, dude.
All right, let's go. I'm pumped. This
Hey.
is my Super Bowl.
Hey, listen. This is a big time night for you.
Oh, yeah.
Best you've ever dressed, we think, in the office.
This is my only polo that I own, actually. I am all black for my internet burial tonight after I release my mock draft.
And you are attending the funeral or you were in the funeral?
It is my funeral.
You were getting killed.
Yes, because I'm putting out my first official mock draft.
No, they're dead, though, or you're dead?
No, me. I'm the one getting the...
Well, we hope not, pal. How about a little confidence going in?
Killing everybody else.
Mitt, yes.
Yeah.
You're at their
Come
funeral.
on. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm going to have the best mock draft, but
Exactly.
everybody gets
Hell yeah.
buried
There we
for
go.
just putting out a mock draft in general. Mine is the best.
Okay.
So he's like the guy at the line dancing who's wearing all black, who's at the front of him.
Bingo.
And everyone knows.
And he said, hey, the people at this bar that don't understand this are going to make fun of me.
Yeah.
They're going to get their shots in, but I'm fucking leading the whole thing.
That's right.
And they're going to know.
Okay. All right. So you're saying you're not the only one getting killed tonight. Every mock drafter. You're actually saying, hey, shout out to the other mock drafters. Tonight we're going to get killed.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get killed together, but I am going to end up on top, yes.
Okay.
Killed the least.
Well said.
Well said.
Here we go.
All right, Mitt, let's unveil this thing. Go ahead. Number 1 overall, Travon Walker. Wow.
Hey.
Mitt, why'd you follow everybody else's lead here? You don't like it? You hate it?
This isn't my favorite pick of all time, but I'm not making the pick. Trent Baalke's making the pick. So I got to get in his head, figure out what he wants. Walker had probably the greatest combine performance that I really remember. Baalke's, he's a Walker dude. Do I think that Khan could come in and say, hey, give me Icky? Yes, I do think that, but I'm going with Walker. If us mock drafters are going to die, we'll die together.
Okay, so all mock drafters have just gone to the Travon Walker camp, and it's fascinating to me that you know you're shit about this.
Oh, yeah, I love
Just
the draft.
yesterday, when he presented his mock draft 5.0, and we ran out of time yesterday on the show strictly because the Matt Ryan conversation was so good. He had Icky at 1.
That's right.
He had, I think, Thibodeaux at 2. I mean, he changed absolutely everything we had heard come out of his mouth for the last 4 weeks.
That's right.
So he went back to. You have Aiden Hutchinson still going 2 overall though. So this is good, right? Is this you feel this is a lock after if Travon Walker goes number 1 or Icky goes 1? Aiden Hutchinson definitely going to Detroit in your eyes.
I think it's him or Thibodeaux, and I think that if Thibodeaux falls, he's going to get taken up by Houston. They also need a D-end edge rusher. I just think those 2, really those 3 are probably the top 3 prospects in the draft. It's a high pass rush draft. I mean, why not? Like it makes too much sense that the Michigan kid is going to come home. That's right.
Yeah, for the good of the organization.
Yeah.
Right?
For Detroit.
A pillar for
Michigan.
For everybody.
And by the way, if Travon Walker is going to go 1, Hutchinson goes 2, Thibodeaux goes 3 for sure.
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner goes to the Jets. I think you've been on Sauce to the Jets for some time.
I've been on Sauce to the Jets just because I think it's a great pick for them. It makes a lot of sense. I think he's still the number 1 corner. I do love Stingley, actually. Stingley jumped in my mock draft all the way up to 7. So,
Whoa. Where did he jump from?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where was he?
He was at 12 going to the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings.
Because the LSU defense coordinator's with the Vikings.
Yes, and I do think there's a lot of smokescreen talk of the Texans maybe going after Stingley on the 3rd pick just to try and get somebody to trade up there. Really, the Vikings trying to get somebody to trade up. I think there's a lot of smoke screens about the trades here. I don't know if we'll see as many trades as projected.
Icky, first offensive lineman off the board. Some are saying Evan Neal is a lock to be the first offensive lineman off the board. You say no. Our guy Icky, number 1 offensive lineman.
Icky and Evan Neal, both great players. I think
Way to
Icky.
do it.
I think Icky just had a little better of a combine and has a little better post-draft, I guess, experience with these GMs and like scouts and stuff. Evan Neal, I have him kind of falling a little bit. He refused to do some medical tests, which I guess
I didn't know this.
Yeah, which took him off a couple draft boards allegedly. So that's my reasoning behind actually him falling out of the top 10.
Whoa.
Hey. Icky is on FanDuel the favorite to be first lineman taken.
Okay. Some would think maybe Mick utilized that as a weapon as a
Maybe.
tag team partner, but he's using the entire. Kenny Pickett goes to the Carolina Panthers at 6 for sure.
Oh, yeah. Matt Rule got him to commit to Temple. Matt Rule is going to commit to him here. Let's go.
2-way street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Derek Stingley moves from 12 to 7 to the Giants. Chris Olave going to the Atlanta Falcons. They need a weapon, don't they?
Oh, yeah. And I think Chris Olave is the best one in the draft. I could be wrong, but I think he's the best one. He really fits their mold of big receivers like Julio Jones. Like they don't really have that right now. So let's get him in there.
And who's the other guy that?
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson.
No.
Who's the faster Keenan Allen, right?
No, for
No,
the
that's
Falcons,
Olave.
the guy.
Oh, Ridley?
Oh,
Ridley,
really? That
yeah.
was gambling on games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy, he's sharp. He's sharp
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, that's right.
He's sharp.
He'll be back.
He's a sharp. Super sharp. Win. I don't think he won, but
No.
he's on the right side of a lot of them.
Yeah, he was.
Out for the year.
18, 12 teamer.
Full season.
Yeah.
Whole season. $11 million.
That's unfucking believable.
Yikes.
Yeah, tough parlay. But I had
A couple of them. He had 12.
Yeah.
3 of them, $1,500.
No, it came out. There was a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
I think it had like a 12-legger or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the initial reports were a little low.
Yeah, 11-legger. Yeah. I'm only going to do this for this weekend. Fuck it. I got 12 of these
Yeah, it's
things.
a hell of a Sunday, I bet.
Anyways, they need a weapon down there. Jermaine Johnson goes into the top 10. A lot of people saying that, and then Garrett Wilson at 10 rounds out your top 10. You feel good about this? I feel pretty good about this top 10, man.
So I think I still have the Jets trading for Deebo Samuel. Let's go. Let's get it done. Let's get it done now. And I think that the Jets, they're going to need, or not the Jets, sorry, the 49ers, they're going to need a weapon to replace him. Let's get Garrett Wilson in there.
Wow.
Let's go. Let's get it done, Jets. Come on.
Hey, this could be a $20,000 top 10 right
Yeah,
here.
it feels like it.
Mate, this feels like you got some good reasoning. Let's go into the next 10 here because you had to do all 32.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we do not want you to describe all of these players. Why do you... All right, I'm learning some of these players right now.
Kyle Hamilton. You learned about him?
Oh, curling Kyle Hamilton?
Yeah.
No, that's Maddie Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Kyle Hamilton, Notre Dame,
Yeah.
4-7 runner.
Definitely
That's
gotta
right.
Oh, yeah.
change the...
Definitely not a
He did go to
Georgia.
Georgia, yeah, just to clarify.
You went to Notre Dame.
But that's who was there.
All right, a little
Georgia
graphic
guy.
slip, no
Yeah,
big deal.
that's it.
It does not matter.
I definitely missed that double check right there, but I have Kyle Hamilton and then Trent McDuffie, who you might not know of, from Washington, corner. He's going to the Vikings here as they missed out on Stingley. They still need a corner. They can get the top 2. I think Trent McDuffie's probably the 3rd. I think he's really, really good. I think he's going to be going in the top 15.
Charles Cross goes to the Texans, so they do get an offensive lineman.
Oh, yeah, super athlete here. Giving the Texans a nice edge rusher and then a nice little left tackle, right tackle, whatever they need, really.
Yeah, man, go win a team with Dougie Mills. Yeah. Jordan Davis, the absolute stud, he ends up with the
Ravens. Baltimore.
Ravens.
That makes a lot of sense, honestly. That's a good pick, Mick. I hope it happens.
Yeah, I can't tell if AJ's kidding or not, but it was.
Hey, I really like your.
I think he should go in the top 10.
I really think that I was thinking either this or Devontae Wyatt, the other Georgia defensive lineman, interior defensive lineman. I just think they're going to get an interior defensive lineman. These two are the two fastest, biggest, strongest guys. I think they are unbelievable, but I like
I'm picking Jordan Davis number 1 overall, by the way, if I have the pick. 6'6", 341, runs a 4.8. Give me that guy. There's no other guy like that. I would like that. That's why I'm not a GM, though.
Tell you what, I like his tape a lot better than Walker's.
Whoa.
And people are saying he takes plays off and stuff.
They would agree with me, probably.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm not gonna kind of bring a little. I'm putting my umbrella up here.
Okay. You're not in the brainstorm. You say you're staying out of the conversation. That's very smart of you. Let's bounce around. Evan Neal, 3rd offensive tackle to go off the board. That's because the medical stuff that you're hearing. Andrew Booth Jr. heading to the Chargers. Congrats to the Chargers.
Congrats.
Oh yeah.
Drake London goes to the Eagles. Okay, they need a doe. Is he a doe?
Is he a doe?
I think that he could be a dog.
Okay.
He did a lot at USC, and I think that the Eagles are looking to add a weapon for Jalen Hurts. He could do a lot for them.
You taking Eagles having 2 wide receivers taken?
Yeah, I think they're good.
All right.
Why would they not? Really?
No, I got you.
Malik Willis, taken by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes, Pittsburgh, you got your guy to fall to you. Let's go. Malik Willis is going to come in. He probably won't play right away. It's going to be a little bit of a project. We got Mitch Trubisky.
For 2 years, yeah.
Yep, Mitch. He can go put his shoulder down and run into people, and then Malik can sit behind him, watch, listen, learn the offense, and then come in and
how to be a
out.
quarterback, everything. In the NFL, there's so much to learn from a veteran quarterback. I wish Andrew Luck could have watched Peyton Manning. I would just operate behind the scenes. I wish I could have happened. Now, Andrew inevitably got there after he went through it all, but that's a piece of information that I don't think should get kind of thrown by the wayside. And I'd assume Malik Willis, from what we've heard, would love to be. That guy's a learner.
A question for you guys and the Steelers people, especially, like if Kenny Pickett is there at 20, do the Steelers take him over Willis?
I have thought that Mike Tomlin was a Malik Willis guy just from the reports a couple weeks back. I haven't really seen a lot of them loving Kenny Pickett, and he was in the Pitt building, so I feel like that would have been.
Yeah, well, he watched Kenny Pickett literally practice every single day.
Malik, though, just like Ben, small school guy, didn't have to come in and play immediately because Tommy Max was there. Mitch is there now. I mean, the stars aligned.
Okay. So you're kind of hoping that the Panthers take Kenny Pickett early.
Well, no, I'll be fine with either of those two.
All right. Let's go to the final 12 here, or is it the next 10? All right. Here we go. All right. And then the last two. Then the last two.
What do you mean?
Just show the last two.
Those are the last.
Oh, that's 12 of them?
Yes.
Fucking perfect. All right, we finished it. Way to go. So it's all documented. Okay, this is his. I don't want to go through every guy.
Right.
Because learning about them live on air tonight is a part of the gem.
Yes.
But I would like to let you know, Mitt, I think you put together a hell of a board.
Thank you.
Hell of a mock, pal. Proud of you. Hope you win that 20 grand.
Good luck.
Thank you for the opportunity. This is truly a dream come true, Pat.
This is awesome. All right. That was awesome. Sentimental, Mitt. That was good.
That's honestly good. Like, I know Mitt doesn't think I'm serious. Like, I think that's a legit mock draft.
Me too. I enjoyed that a lot.
I lost a lot of sleep over this, AJ, so thank you, actually.
Go. Study and tape.
Hey, sleep tight tonight.
Now you sleep.
Sleep tight tonight after you win this thing.
Hell yeah.
And we found the scoring system,
3
right?
a.m.
Yeah,
It's
we
over.
do.
Yes, we did.
I have it.
By the way, don't have to have it yet if we don't.
How do you do the score? Oh, you say you do have the scoring system.
Well, we might. I don't know. There's been like 3 different ones that we've looked at. There's, getting a player right in the first round, some people have points for. Getting them to a team matched correctly is some points. A trade happening with a team is points. Proper pick after trade is a certain, there's a bunch of There's like booster points almost. It's a whole thing, I guess. It's a whole thing, right, Tony? I mean, you
had it. A point for a correct round, points for specific pick, points for specific team, a lot of points for a trade.
Tone, do they do this? Do they have rank like mock drafts from all the experts in the previous years that we can look at?
I haven't found those.
I don't think they have. I don't think they have hit percentages, but I know this year we will certainly have to have everybody's score.
Yeah.
Which is not great. We will not put everybody's name on it. We will just say network person this, network person this,
scores,
Mitt this. Mm-hmm. We won't say which network either.
No,
it'll be the.
I can do it if you want. I can collect everybody's.
Hey, we appreciate
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, it's time for us to get out of here. Okay, get charged up for this evening's Draft Spectacular. There's still some things that we have to wrap up for the showcase that is the shit show that is the third annual Draft Spectacular.
Hell yeah.
We will end the show with all of our winners from the past week. Winner Wednesday yesterday did not happen. We wanted to bring it over to the Draft Spectacular Day. Everybody knows Winner Wednesday moves to Draft Spectacular Day because Draft Spectacular Day is our holiday.
Yeah. Bingo. Well said.
Could have forgot about that and the Mitt mock yesterday. Could have been the case, but that was not.
No.
We will run that to close this thing out. We will then put it out on Twitter so everybody knows all the winners. We can't thank you all enough. Tonight, a lot of shit being given away.
Yeah.
Chris Ballard, Tom Telesco, Aaron Rodgers, Cliff Kingsbury, Darius Butler, AJ Hawk, all the boys, 32 picks, immense potential for every single franchise and program in the NFL. Tonight is a celebration. Tonight is going to be awesome. And AJ, I can't wait to see what you wear, dude.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell you guys are going to wear, but nobody tells me. So, yeah, we will see.
We say it's an event.
Yeah, surprise.
It's an event.
I can't find my draft suit, unfortunately. If it shows up, I will wear it, though.
Okay.
Hopefully. It shoes up.
I should have kept that, shouldn't I?
400 closets in his house.
Ringling Brothers using it for their elephant tent.
Got him.
That's how we used to dress. It was sweet.
You did look good.
Yeah.
Look at those basketball pictures of those guys with those gigantic pants.
Yeah, I used to have long tees.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was a whole thing.
I'm trying to bring it back.
No. There's no reason to. I'm just saying at the time when we looked at you, the way you were dressed, we were like, hey, that dude looks good.
Yeah.
There's no reason for us to, try to bring that back now into this time.
No, right.
Even though everything is kind of cyclical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, though.
But people say that, but it's not everything.
No.
It's like just certain ideas.
Well, I mean, like small shorts came back. I remember when I was a kid playing basketball, we used to make fun of people wearing like the old John Stocktons. Now that's what everybody wears. That's true.
Yeah.
High socks, too.
Those are back. You're
Used
right.
to always be ankle socks.
Yeah, I will never. You hear me?
What?
I'm not a high sock guy.
No. Sam.
It is so itchy. I lose all
Why'd
my
the
hair.
mid-calves come back?
What's that, pal?
The mid-calf socks came back.
Because I think most people don't do leg days in this generation. Also, follow-up, I think with the shoes that came in, it was a much cooler look. And also with the shorter shorts, I think it's more, it's good for fashion. I wish I could do the socks.
No.
I can't. It just hurts my leg. I can't do it. I wish I could. But Gumpy will rock it every once in a while, and it's like a good look.
Yeah.
Socks match the shoes. It's a look.
Yeah, it's a whole look. Yeah.
Okay.
Just excellent socks.
Out there by the fountain, just taking girls down. That's what Goof does. Taking them on dates to great classy restaurants. What I'm saying, he posts up at that fountain.
The way you word things. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, AJ. Keep that to yourself tonight.
Okay.
All right? Okay.
You don't need to curse when you're talking about the Lord.
Amen.
Hey,
you ever said the word curse? I think that's the first time I ever said curse and not cuss.
I think I've asked to like an old, can I curse on here? I think I've asked that before. But cuss is definitely much, like saying curse there, it sounded weird coming out of my mouth.
I've used the root word curse before.
Like a cursor?
Or if.
Of course.
Yeah, cursive, I think is what he meant.
Oh, in cursive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Hey, they don't teach that anymore, right?
Cursive?
No.
They should.
I would assume
They do.
I assume they
Yeah,
do.
my kids have to do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. You're lying.
Yeah,
All right.
this is definitely something to lie about.
See you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Draft Spectacular starts 7:50 Super Bowl week. Radio Row behind the scenes vlog debuts, another Foxy flick.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be live at the same exact link. We have Obviously, the Wiz Khalifa performance from Radio Row in there. We're hoping we don't get a strike and it hides our page because it's our biggest night. It is in the vlog leading off the show. We shall see. There'll be another classic situation with our company that we did not think about, but we have thought about. There's just nothing we can do about.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys tonight. You all are the best. Good luck and congratulations. Big thanks to Daniel Jeremiah, Schrags, and Kurt Warner. We'll see you guys tonight. Bye.